If you're searching for a wrestling podcast that's filled with fun.
This is definitely Davey Boy Smith's finest fucking moment.
He goes, he fell on his ass. He fell on his ass.
Couple haters.
Couple haters.
That's hated.
Wrestling nostalgia.
I will take you back to May 26th, 1996. It was a stormy night. The wind was howling.
Latest pro wrestling news and rumours.
We've heard about the situations between WWE, Sasha Banks and Naomi.
And hilarious tangents.
Let's not tangent off. No Samoan spikes. That's it.
Fucking tangents!
Then look no further. Join your hosts James, Stu and Jonny and subscribe to Top Turnbuckle Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Top Turnbuckle Podcast with me, Stu.
I'm Mary Poppins.
Okay, Mary Poppins, and I am James.
At least it's not Johnny Big Meat this time.
Large meat, yeah, right?
Large meat, sorry.
Large and in charge.
Yeah, welcome back. We're back for another episode. This time, we shall be talking our top 3 matches from the fabulous world of sport. We've gone retro for one.
We have indeed.
Our best and worst moments from No Mercy, 1999.
Yep.
And also, we shall be reviewing Bottom.
Indeed we will be. And with that all being said, hello mate. Oi oi geezer. What's up man dem?
I didn't even know what we were doing.
Where's that going?
I do hope you've got a lovely cup of Rosie Lee on the go, as this brass monkey's out there. Bob's your uncle, tickety boo. Cool blimey governor, in it bruv. Have you seen my knob? You may be wondering.
We've gone back to Bedknobs and broomsticks again, haven't we?
You may be wondering, why are you talking like you're working down Dagenham Market? Apples and pears? Well, the reason is because we are talking all things England. Welcome to England. Here we go.
Yeah,
Very good.
I'll tell you what, you lost me completely.
I lost myself
The thing is, we don't rehearse, which is so funny, because when Jonny actually did it, me and Stu thought he was fucking talking to us.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I looked at you, because I thought he was talking to you to start with.
So did I. I thought he'd had a seizure.
I get halfway through it.
Johnny Large Meat's wasting away.
Oh.
So, whose pick was it last time, anyway?
It was mine.
It was yours. I wasn't too sure.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us why you picked these?
Why did I pick these?
Yeah, make it, throw it out there differently.
I don't know.
You're putting on the spot now.
Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Bring it on home.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
I think the reason was is because there's been a lot of UK-based wrestling promotions coming over, isn't there?
Yeah. We had Money in the Bank over here. We've got AEW coming over shortly.
Oh, yeah.
It's all going on.
It is.
On this side of the pond.
Yeah.
And we are going to AEW All In. Well, me and Stu are.
Yeah.
And
Johnny.
we have recently just procured some tickets to go to WWE Live.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get yours.
Yeah, I've having a few problems. I managed to get tickets, and I paid for the tickets, and then I had an email saying that the tickets were no longer on sale, and I had a refund.
I think the biggest problem with it is those... I won't say what the site is, just in case this blows up as a podcast.
I think everyone knows what site that is.
But this certain site, and we all know there's been a lot going on with ticket touts and stuff at the moment in the news, this certain site would only let you buy in even numbers. I tried to buy all 3 of us a ticket and it wouldn't let me. I think Jonny tried to buy one.
I tried to buy one.
And it wouldn't let him buy one. You had to buy 2, 4, 6 or 8.
Did it give you a full refund?
Well, it's still going through.
Right,
So,
I was going to say that. Yeah.
I'll bring them up.
If it's the ones I think it is, I had that with gig tickets, and they wouldn't give me a refund. They made me put them on back up for sale. But even then, I wouldn't get the full price for it.
No, so yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I will be tracking them down and seeing what can be done.
Hopefully suffering.
Give them a spanking.
Oh, spanking. Yes, also I will be performing Big Daddy from the UK World of Sport, We Cannot Be Moved, in the style of Chaz and Dave. And I put a poll up a while back for the next song, and it ended up being William Regals' A Real Man's Man. And I will be doing this in the style of Barry White, and I think it was the pick that you chose.
Yeah.
Style of Barry White.
What was the Love Walrus.
Yes.
Did you pick that?
I put 2 picks out, actually. One was the Love Walrus, Barry White, and the other one was Mika.
Yes,
Which my awesome little sister went, yes!
But yes, they will be performed at some point today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm intrigued at how you're going to do Man's Man, because there's like...
There's no lyrics
to it.
Is there?
I have done it a couple of times. I don't think it's going to live up to previous editions.
Mr. Ass.
Yes, and James Blunt.
I forgot about that.
But I'll give it a go, and we will see what happens.
Well, you've never peaked, Johnny. They only get better. Bearing in mind, this is someone who dreaded this segment every time when we started it. I now love it. It's my favourite one.
And I must say, Johnny has done something new in the Facebook group, which is a trivia question. And if you win, you get a drawing from Johnny of your profile picture, which is fantastic.
I'm not very good.
That's fantastic. I thought it was excellent.
I'm using an app to do the drawing as well, so yeah. Don't think you're going to get a prize, a real prize.
Yeah, my favourite thing, Johnny, is when you did the drawing and the guy put a comment underneath.
What did I win?
Yeah, what did I
win? A real bad drawing.
There you go.
Oh. You could feel the disappointment coming through my phone screen.
Well, they are always lucky. Usually our prizes are very, very good.
Yes, very true, very true.
But this is even better.
I think so.
Yeah.
I might enter just to get one done.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this actually, like, to make sure we know, like, people are actually listening to us and get involved, like, everybody listen to us, but just to make sure you are listening, if you go on the page and you write, I'll think of something, but you write it on the page.
Get off me knob.
Get off me knob. Or I haven't given James a compliment yet.
James loves Goldberg.
Yes, or yeah, one of those will do. Yeah, I was trying to think.
Either get off me knob, and it's got to be me knob.
Oh, get off me knob, Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, go on Facebook right now as you're listening to this. Not later, not tomorrow, because you'll forget. Right now, and I will send you personally a gift. Okay. I will send you. I know what it's going to be.
We don't want, like, you know, just one person and then loads of people putting comments.
Yes.
I want to see our Facebook page spammed.
Yes.
With Get Off Me Knob Goldberg.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you could do that.
If we can do this, I'll even draw that picture and I'll add that as a gift as well.
Actually, put it as a hashtag. Hashtag Get Off Me Knob Goldberg.
Get Off Me Knob Goldberg.
I'm going to put that on Twitter tonight.
It would be personally nice if we could get a little bit more interaction in the Facebook group, guys, especially on the wrestling thing. I know it's really interesting to find out what everyone's jobs are and put about 100 comments. But
I enjoyed that.
It would actually be nice if Sparkbot and normal general questions don't get all of the attention, and some of the wrestling questions actually do.
I love the fact that Dan Cox went heel for it.
Oh yeah, he's put to you.
That was brilliant. What the fuck has he got to do with you? Fair play, man. Fair play. That was awesome.
Yes. How we all been anyway?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Tired.
We're doing alright.
Yeah. Still here.
Still here, yes.
Still here, just tired.
Follow up from the last one, I did become a scout leader.
Hey!
Was that in the last podcast?
Yes, I brought it up and I was being talked into doing it, and I thought, I'm going to own it. I'm going to go in, I'm going to get every single badge I can find, and I'm going to just own it. Wrestle all the kids, you know.
I don't think you're supposed to earn the badges, though.
I'm going to earn the badges.
He's been ripping them off the kids.
Yeah.
So as soon as they come in with a new badge, he rips it off and prick sticks it onto his own.
I went to one last night. We had a massive water fight, and I'm having more fun than the kids are. And I had 100 water balloons, and I was throwing them at the kids. I've got
fucking assault.
It is. I've got some kid right in the dick. Like, bang! Right in the dick. Bang!
We at Top Turnbuckle Podcast did not condone the abuse of children with water balloons.
In the dick.
Just assaulted all the children, Jonny.
Oh, that's my badge.
You may want to change your name after this episode's gone out. Johnny Largemeat is now going to be an official name for you. And speaking of official names, I know you said this earlier, but we've already congratulated James on his recent passing for his Open University degree. But I'd like to say on the podcast, well done, mate.
Thank you.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we still want you to introduce yourself in the next episode.
I don't know it. I'll have to do it next episode.
Right, you've got to get that sorted.
Yeah, truthfully, a lot of fucking blood, sweat and tears went into that fucking degree.
We know. Right, fair play to you, man.
You've done well. It's giving you a glow about yourself.
Really?
You gave Johnny a raging hard on more than anything.
You was looking well peng.
Peng?
Peng.
What's peng?
It's an English term for...
It was years ago. It was more used to, like, you know when Only Way is Essex was really in?
Yeah. Was it?
They were going like, you're fucking peng, mate.
You're his peng wet road man.
Yeah. Because when I was working at Asda, there used to be like these young lads who fucking watched that. Do you know what I mean? They watched it like religiously, and they used to use all them fucking words. And I used to go, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'll give you a compliment every episode, so there you go, you're peng.
Thank you.
Right, speaking of dumb shit like that, right. So I met up last night. This has just reminded me, and I said I would talk about this very briefly at the beginning, and I'm glad I didn't mention it to either of you two to start with, because I genuinely want to hear your reaction. So I met up with Will Dodd, one of our good listeners, and Kyle, who does all our uploading.
Yeah, thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I've never met you, but I feel like I know you, because I'm always sending those Spotify's across Dropbox.
So we were sat in the Prince of Wales, out in the beer garden, having a drink, having a chat, this, that and the other, and a group of kids that came, and they were kids. I genuinely felt like Smith's Toy Store had just kicked out, and they just marched into a fucking pub. And so the group of them was sat on the far right hand side of us, and our heads just kind of went down, and we were going, oh god, because it was a lot of like, bruv, yeah, yo, bruv, it. And I'm like, oh, mate, shut up, just shut up. Because that does. This is an age thing. I know it's an age thing.
Cast
it is ridiculous. And then one of them turned around to his mate and said, "Yo, bruv, if you had a pair of specs on, right, you'd look like that killer, that serial killer, isn't it? Edward." And in the background, one of his mates, deadly serious, he went, "What, Scissorhands?"
He was a killer. Oh.
Yeah, he did kill someone.
He killed someone out the window, didn't he?
No, it was an accident, wasn't it?
It was an accident.
Yeah.
He never killed anyone. He fell out the back.
Yeah, but
Right.
I know what you're talking about.
But and then his mate went, "Nah, oh no, I don't think that's him. Oh yeah, that's the one, Dahmer." How the fuck do you get confused between Edward Scissorhands and Jeffrey Dahmer?
I don't know.
Edward Dahmer.
That even hurt my head when you said Dahmer and you started with Edward.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck?
Like, one's dressed in black PVC and got fucking knives for hands, and scissors for hands, and the other one was one of the most prolifically disturbed fucking serial killers of the 20th century.
Played by Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
The best thing that's happened to me with a young lad, right, at work, is one of them come over to me once, so I won't say where I was, well, I already fucking have, it was at Asda, right? And
other supermarkets are available.
And he come down to, I was working, I worked on process, and he fucking come down to me and he went, "Excuse me, James," like that, so I mean, this was a fit bastard, right? It's proper, like, only ways fit.
Oh, fit.
You're obsessed, Jonny.
Right,
like a fucking...
He's a sexual predator, is Jonny.
This fucking guy, like, he didn't know anything, and I mean nothing. And it was like, sometimes you laughed because you thought he was joking. Come down to me and he went, James, he went, what's a tangerine? He was working on the fucking produce aisle, right? And he brought the bloke with him, and I went, you fucking Burke. I said, I'm so sorry, mate. And I walked up the other side. And I was like, don't say that in front of him. And he went, what do you mean? I said, I'll tell you this now. I said, that's really fucking thick. I said, you're on the produce aisle and you don't know what tangerine is. And I said, what's a clementine? He said, I don't know. An apple? I said, right, fuck off.
Tangerine.
I had a waitress years ago that asked me what sort of animal a pork was.
A pork?
Oh, sorry, not a pork, a gammon. A gammon. That was it. What sort of animal is a gammon? Oh, it was a pig. It's pork. So, is it not a separate animal?
I thought it was hamster, wasn't it?
What? What are you on about? I could name it. I really could name it, but I can't because it's just cruel. So it's like, well, is gammon not an animal then? Like, no.
No, it's not.
No, it's a cut of meat from an animal.
Is it?
Yeah, mate. Sorry to ruin that for you. You know. Yeah. I might have just, tried to explain quantum physics or something to her. Because it was like, you sure there's not an animal called a gammon? No, I'm pretty sure there isn't.
If there was, I'd throw a water balloon right in his dick.
James, the dog's trying to eat my crotch. Sorry.
Apologise.
James's little pup is just actually...
by a chihuahua.
Yeah, I've just had my groin attacked by a chihuahua.
Right in the dick.
Shut up. Stop.
He's only a puppy.
Oh no, yeah. Shall we get on now we've had our first tangent out of the way there?
Yeah. Let's go for it. Shall I give us a little brief history of World of Sport?
Yes, mate.
Yes. So, from January the 2nd, 1965 to September the 28th, 1985, over here in the United Kingdom, ITV ran a British wrestling television series known as World of Sport Wrestling.
They did.
It was hosted by Dickie Davis.
It was.
And ran for 1,067 episodes.
Ooh.
And Dickie Davis was actually a mega famous commentator. He actually did the football.
He did, yeah. So at 4 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, more or less everything stopped. Families would sit down on their sofas or favourite armchair to watch the wrestling. The next door neighbour, the favourite aunt, and everyone's granny would cheer the good guys and boo the baddies.
My great gran used to absolutely love it. She thought it was real. She wouldn't have it that, because I used to like WWF at the time, and she wouldn't have it that it wasn't real. She was like, British wrestling was real.
Yeah.
And they really took it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
If you look and watch any of the old school stuff back, the front row is just grannies.
Yeah.
And they're the worst ones for getting up.
Swinging their handbags and swearing. Yeah. Some of the legends that were well known are Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, Kendo Nagasaki, Johnny Saint, Marty Jones. A few others that started their career there or travelled over were Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Finley, William Regal, the Dynamite Kid, and Kamala.
Yep.
Just
everyone's favourite.
Everyone's favourite.
And that was before Kamala was Kamala, and I have seen that match. We have talked about that, and I have watched that match now.
Yeah.
He was called something weird like Tennessee something or something like that.
It was very pre-Kamala days. But yeah, there we go.
So, happy days.
Who would like to have the first pick?
Well, seeing as it was your pick.
Okay, I can go. Yeah.
Have you drawn a knob on that?
No, it does look like a knob.
Sorry. Thinking out loud then, it's just lifting up a piece of paper. It looked like he's drawn a cock and ball bag.
To be fair, Stu, mate, that is what I'm most proficient in drawing. Like at school, if I'd have drew that for art, I'd have got a fucking A. Because that's all I drew on the fucking desks.
Right in the dick.
Yeah.
Is this your catchphrase for the day?
I think it could well be. Right in the dick. Okay.
I couldn't draw nothing else, but I could draw one of them.
You could draw a mean cock.
Yeah,
I mean Johnson.
I remember one time, and I'm on tangent, so I don't give a shit. I remember one time I was at school, and I really thought I'm going to go to town today, and we said, you know, when there's a teacher who's a real doss, I drew one the whole size of the table. It was fucking amazing.
As you can tell,
I even wrote cock underneath it, just so you knew what it was.
As you can tell, listeners, we excelled in education from a young age and got slacker as we got older.
I don't know, I'm a Bachelor of Arts. I mean, I can draw a mega brilliant cock.
Smug fucker, drop that in, why don't you?
Okay, right.
I should draw that for my dissertation.
It's a massive veiny cock.
I'd give it 100.
You should set that as a competition. It's a competition.
Yeah.
Draw us a cock.
I was thinking someone sent that in to me, I'd fucking give it that. I'd give it to
don't just draw us. Don't just draw a cock. Draw us as cocks.
What was the question I said about earlier? Goldberg?
Get off me knob, Goldberg.
Yes. You could draw a massive knob with Goldberg got it and he's grabbing hold of it.
Get off me knob, Goldberg. There we go. Look at that. Proper
There we
match
go.
then.
Right in the dick. Okay.
Get on with it.
Right, so my first pick, I'm going to take you back to the 2nd of May 1983 to Walthamstow, London, the place that gave us rap grime artist Lethal Bizzle.
I thought you were going to say you're 17 then.
And also...
Oh, look at that. He called it. Yes.
EastEnders star Ian Beale and those bad boy pop icons East 17.
And also the apex of fucking greyhound racing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Walthamstow Stadium.
I've never been there.
I did. I went.
No, never been.
It's amazing. I think it's been knocked down now.
Yeah, it's
so.
probably,
Yeah. So this is also the place that held the Dynamite Kid versus Marty Jones.
I've got this.
Have you got this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right.
Guess what?
What?
I haven't.
Shall I go and then you fill me in? Or should we do it together?
Do you know what, Jonny? I'll tell you what's fantastic about when you do that. It always catches me off guard. Like, I can cope with anything, but your campness actually disturbs me. I have to sit there for a few seconds and process it in my fucking mind. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead.
Right, okay. So Dynamite Kid was returning to the UK after spending some time in Stampede, Calgary. Marty Jones is this guy. He was awesome. He never made it out of the UK, really.
Yeah, first thing I wanted to talk about when talking about this is Marty Jones.
Yes.
Because Marty Jones is not known and would not be known outside of Britain. He was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And when you watch him, he's every bit as good as an American professional wrestler at the time. But I don't know if he was a stalwart for World of Sport, but he never ventured out.
No, he never went anywhere.
No, he didn't. And he was so talented.
Yeah.
Yep.
Match is a simple story. Dynamite starts off, he's all smiles, he's happy, he's a good guy, everything. But over the course of the match, he starts to become more of a heel.
You have got exactly what I've got. Now, I just want to add something really interesting, because what you get off of this is you get where the world of sport is starting to bleed into American wrestling.
Yes.
And there's a really fascinating start to this match where Bruce Hart comes out at the start and no one knows who he is, like the world of sport people, and he comes out as Cowboy Bruce Hart. Yeah. And immediately, they wouldn't know this because this is an American thing. He's got a black hat on for the cowboy, and that symbolises bad guy.
Yeah.
Did you see that Bret Hart was previously Cowboy Bret Hart as well?
Yeah.
And did you notice it took a while for Bruce Hart to come out as well during the match?
Yeah, the commentators didn't know what was going on. They said, well, we're supposed to be joined by... Bruce Hart, but we don't know what's going on. The one thing that the British commentators done so well with World of Sport is they made this seem like it was a proper sporting event. There was never any of the entertainment, oh my God, what a manoeuvre or anything like that. It was proper commentary sport. Carry on. You've got exactly what I've got.
So the match is like, it starts off as this fun technical encounter, and it just goes into this heated fight, and they're just trying to kill each other. It's a very fast-paced match as well. Dynamite also plays up, I thought, to that he's really in the UK anymore, and like he does this move where he starts playing innocent. He does the diving headbutt off the top rope.
You're not allowed off the top rope.
No,
and that's where I'm saying we start to get that bleed of American wrestling where he's come back. I think the commentators at one point say, since Dynamite has come back to England, he's doubled in size, in muscle. This guy is unrecognisable. And I've heard things about when the Hearts have talked about when specifically Davey and Tom Billington went over there, and they always referred to him as the skinny British kids.
That's true. I've heard that as well.
And when they come back and they had the more American professional wrestling.
Kind of look about them.
But the psychology of this match is amazing. As Johnny says, it starts off as if there's total respect, and there's a very slight, it gets worse as it goes on, so it's evident. There's a very slight turn in Dynamite. It happens around the first round. I think he either does something after.
He does do
the bell
shot as well. At some point in the match.
But at first it's almost like, oh, that was accidental. This type of thing. There's respect, but deep down he's playing the heel, and he plays it really well.
Oh, definitely,
really well.
I couldn't say any better. Dynamite, he draws this incredible amount of heat with the just the disregard for the UK rules, because he'd been there and he'd grown up and started with those UK rules. I ended up it's a hell of a bout. It's
excellent. And it's huge props to someone like Marty Jones to turn around and to say, like, people don't even know Marty Jones who are probably away from the UK or have really watched World of Sport. But Marty Jones is right there with Dynamite throughout this match. Absolutely right there on a technical level. He's so underrated. I don't know if you're watching this. I don't know how this guy never made it to America across seas. When I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, fantastic match. I'm shocked you've got that. I was so shocked when
we hadn't actually spoke about picks beforehand, haven't we? Really, but that was great. There we go.
Over to me then.
Over to you.
One more thing I actually want to add about that. And some of this goes into the one thing I wrote about this, the match, just as we finish, I wrote, wrestlers nowadays need to sit and watch this.
Oh yeah, definitely,
because some of the slow build psychology, some of the small intricacies within the match, I mean, the psychology in there, it's not evident straight away, and it's a very slow build, and you almost have to watch very closely to see this going on. Then suddenly you're like, he's acting like a bit of a bastard there. It isn't just put out there for you.
I found it with a lot of the old World of Sport matches. The way they all delivered, everything about them, they're telling the story and they're working on parts, and it's just completely different.
Psychology and creativity.
Every single thing about it. One thing was like Pete Dunne nowadays, when he works on the fingers and stuff. You see a lot of that back then as well.
I will leave that for a minute.
Okay,
Good, because my first topic picks up from that as well.
Okay.
Mine's actually not from the original World of Sport, but the slightly revamped World of Sport, where it kind of jumped channels, and it's from May 21st, 1988. It is Johnny Saint versus Dave Finley.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this match.
It's on YouTube. Full match is on YouTube.
Just to make everyone aware, World of Sport is very, very hard to get hold of now, and if you do want to watch it, you are going to probably have to go to Daily Motion or YouTube.
Yeah, there is a few DVDs out there. They're quite hard to get hold of as well.
Very few.
Yeah. But yeah, as you were saying, with the whole psychology behind this match it's great. Jonny Saint is playing that face character incredibly well. He knows how to work a crowd. He knows how to work his opponent. Dave Finley is just brilliant as a heel in this. I mean, he solidifies that heel role perfectly. But it is so weird seeing him with a mullet. Yes. Like a proper mullet. It is mad seeing him as that, and obviously how we all remember him and his later WWE and WCW days.
Because when he first come to WCW, he kind of still had it, but not as bad.
Yeah.
He sort of had the more what's that guy who does the
Tamed.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh yeah.
More than that, but he still had that mullet, but not as bad.
Yeah. But the match is great. I mean, obviously we have to kind of explain that the World of Sport, their matches ran on a series of 5 rounds. 5 3-minute rounds, and whoever obviously had the 3-2 advantage would obviously be claimed as the winner. This match is brilliant because it's the interaction between the two. There's Jonny Saint, I believe, at the end of the second round, drops a double knee to Finley's face after the bell, which gets him a warning. And there's obviously a certain amount of warnings that you can have before you get DQ'd. And they were playing up to this perfectly, absolutely brilliantly. Also, just before, and this is just well worth checking out anyway, because I had to go back a couple of times and listen to it, and I definitely heard it right. But just before the 2 minutes into the second round, somebody in the background shouts, "Tickle his pickle!"
I think we'll get on to that near the end. What I love about World of Sport, and it's going to come into one of mine, is the crowd.
Oh, brilliant.
Because you've got a British crowd in what we now perceive as an American professional wrestling thing. It's so weird to watch in context.
But I mean, the match itself is, as I wrote down in here, it's like an encyclopedia match. Is the detail and effort that you can see that they've honed their craft with their lock holds, their grappling moves, their counter moves, their submission moves. Everything is just done with such ease, simplicity, but it sells it so well.
It's like everything's done to like if a move's going to be put on, they're going to make it look like it actually hurts. Every single thing about it.
I think one of the most amazing things about Jonny Saint is his speed and the way he holds himself. He's almost a throwback, even though we're talking back old school. He's very 1920s, 1930s gentleman in that ring. And he has no right to be as technical or as fast as he is for how tall he is and how he holds himself in that ring. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's almost awkward looking. Did anyone notice that with Jonny Saint? He's very upright.
Chest out, shoulders back.
Very military.
I was just about to say that. It's very militarised kind of stance.
It's very interesting style. And yet he'll throw things like drop kicks out of nowhere while in that stance, and it's so interesting to watch. I find his style and his stance so interesting whenever I watch. He's totally different to everybody else. Really is.
And it was seeing these two pitted against each other, because that's all I did for the research for this. I either googled best matches for World of Sport or just went on YouTube and and this I sifted through a lot of crap. In all honesty, but there was, I'd say there's about 60% good, 40% shite. This is one of the best. Out of the 3, this was, as I always do mine in order, this is my number 3 pick, but this was really hard to place with the other 2 that I've got. And I'm kind of looking at it now and I'm wishing I hadn't put it as number 3. I wish I put it as number 1.
I always forget you put yours in order.
Oh yeah, man. But yeah, it's a great match. It really is a great match. I will post a link for it. It's highly, highly entertaining. So there you go. That's my number 3.
Lovely job.
Back to you again.
Back to me again. Yeah. Okay. Right. My second pick. Now, our next step on the tour of the United Kingdom takes us to Leicester, a city that lies on the River Stour. It is the site of the Roman town Rote. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which was later captured by the Anglo-Saxons and then onto the Vikings.
Oh, a little bit of history there.
Here we go. He's changing it up a bit.
I am indeed.
Where was that, Jonny?
That was Leicester.
Okay.
Yes.
Leicester.
So, July 16th, 1977. Jim Breaks battled Vic Faulkner. Jim Breaks, in my opinion, is one of the best British wrestlers of all time and a great heel. He's this whiny, cheating little bitch.
Fucking hell, Jonny. That's
all I can say. But he is a fantastic worker. He really is. He looks like the guy you would see in the corner of any pub who'd say, like, he had trials for, like, Man United. And he's always there, like, looking for a fight with anyone.
Or use the pillow, getting it sailed over to Africa.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
yeah, that sort of thing. Vic Faulkner, on the other hand, is this grade A white baby face. Just, the crowd loves him. You know, they love him. This match is actually a rematch from their first match they had. Previously, Jim Breaks, he worked Vic Faulkner up so much during the match that Faulkner actually punched him in the face, costing him the match and the title. So this match, Jim Breaks is trying to cause a repeat, and he's trying to work him up, and piss him off so much. Right in the dick. Just to, you know, it's just he's trying to get a whole repeat of what happened before. But the good guy wins in the end. It's a great, intense match, and the grannies were just right involved. Yeah, they loved it.
I'm so glad that you picked Jim Breaks.
Yeah.
Recently, I mean, there's not a lot that you can actually go and watch. There's not a full library and catalogue. But I actually went on, like, into the Jim Breaks rabbit hole, and I started watching all this stuff. I really liked him.
He's good, yeah.
Really, really liked him. I'd never seen his work before. I'd heard of him.
Yeah.
And what he just is for me is just like a stalwart workhorse.
Yeah.
In there, like someone who they can always depend on.
Right.
I wouldn't go as far to say as an average Joe.
Right.
But someone who is technically always sound and going to give you a great match.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I really liked his work.
I know very little about him, but I've seen it.
Very good.
I think there was a couple of matches I saw of his while I was going through YouTube for research.
I was going to give him an honourable mention.
Yeah, it's fantastic work. Like I said, he's just
as you've mentioned,
bitch.
I hope. Well, it doesn't really matter if anyone's got this name anyway. There is a fantastic match out there. This nearly made my top 3. Certainly my number 4. It was Jim Breaks versus Adrian Street. It was a stunning match.
I haven't seen this match. No.
It's really Adrian at his best.
Yeah.
He comes on like he's, like proper Amadeus type attire.
Right.
And he has just come back from a trip, like holiday in Africa.
Yeah.
And he's all tanned up and walking around and all this. And I can't remember what happens. It's either a draw or somehow Adrian gets disqualified, and he walks up and like whispers to the referee at the end and goes, the referee actually has to start out for him, where he says, I've just been informed by Adrian Street that if he hadn't been on holiday and not trained, he would have absolutely obliterated Jim Breaks, and the point breaks out at the end. It's just funny.
Legend. Absolute legend.
Yeah.
It's over to you again then.
It's over to me.
Yeah.
Okay. My next match actually features Jonny Stone as well. And I really wanted to talk about the other guy within this match, because this guy really was a stalwart of World of Sport. It's Johnny Saint versus Mick McManus. Has anyone heard of Mick McManus?
Yes, I was going to pick one of the matches actually.
So Mick McManus is the most British middle-aged man of the 1970s you can possibly imagine. If you can imagine an old geezer down the pub who has used black hair dye to cover his grey back in the 70s, and it's like boot polish black, and he's sitting there with a pint of bitter because this
jug.
Mick,
not a pint glass, a
Mick
jug.
McManus looks like he has no right to be in that room.
Right,
And him and Johnny Saint put on this clinic. It's absolutely fantastic. It is absolute British pro wrestling.
Right.
What I love about this match is you've got a solid babyface and all of what we talked about in the technicality of Johnny Saint. What I took out of Johnny Saint, and this might just be me watching, did you notice all of his wrist control and things like that?
Yes.
I found it very much like Aikido.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Japanese art Aikido.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, it's almost like he had invented. I mean, it'd always been there, the wrist control, but he was such a master of it. Almost like he invented a British style of Aikido. Like he would use like little crescent kicks and swing his legs over to get back wrist control or get out of things. It was really, really clever, Johnny Saint.
Quite a bit of that in the match I previously mentioned against Finley.
Yeah. I mean, it is what we call catch wrestling, but there's an element in there that really comes across as Japanese Aikido to me. Obviously, you know my background.
Yeah.
So, Mick McManus, going on about him. There is a match that happened, and I spoke to Johnny about this. It involved Mick McManus and the other guy, I cannot remember his name, and I'm really sorry for that, right? Mick McManus and this other gentleman, right, had a grudge match once, and this might not sound anything to an American audience who are listening to us, but it was so hyped that it was put on the day of the FA Cup final, and it outdrew the FA Cup final.
You were telling me about this, we spoke about it, didn't we?
It outdrew. Then you remember in the 70s how big the FA Cup final was. It outdrew that.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. Hardly anyone watched the FA Cup final. They watched this match.
Wow.
I'm really sorry I can't remember the other guy's name. The match is not available.
Right.
I tried to find it everywhere. But Mick McManus' ultimate heel never plays to the crowd.
Right.
Right? When we talk about psychology, you know when we talk about the ultimate villain, they always think they're right? That's Mick McManus.
Right.
When Mick McManus is doing something, you know in like when we watch pro wrestling and you're a heel, and they purposely show it for the crowd to see,
right.
Mick McManus doesn't.
The bit he avoids the theatrics.
He avoids the theatrics.
Okay.
He doesn't react to the boos.
Yeah.
You know, where someone will turn and look at the people booing and stuff like that. He carries on fighting his opponent, and that makes him even more irate. Because he doesn't give them what they want. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a master of it. Like, absolute master of being a heel. I watched so many matches with this guy in them, and it's like, Jesus Christ, today's guys watch this. Because this guy was a heel without even being a heel.
Right.
Like everything that you're conventionally supposed to do as being a heel, like show that you've got your feet on the ropes, and then if the referee saw him and pushed off, look at the crowd and go. This guy just turns around, says something to the referee as if to go, "I didn't do it," and carries on.
Right.
And everyone boos him, but he takes no notice.
Okay.
And as I say, the only thing I can say about this, because I actually want people to watch this. This is just pure British catch wrestling. At its best. It's a fantastic match.
Lovely.
Cheers for that, man.
What's next?
It's my number 2. Right, I couldn't find a date for this, which I was gutted about. But I have got ages, so that may be, pin it down a little bit. And this match is between Bernie, Wonderboy Wright, and who was 17 years old at the time.
Yes.
And
You got this.
This was going to be one of my picks, but I had it as an honourable mention.
Okay.
And a 15-year-old Davey Boy Smith.
Young David.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I haven't heard of the other guy.
It's a great match.
I couldn't remember the other guy's name until you just mentioned it.
It's the interest from this match. What interested me with this match is from an aspect of Davey Boy Smith.
He is tiny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's stick thin.
Yeah, again, going back to what I said when the Hearts first saw him,
Yeah.
the skinny British kids come over.
I mean, his technical abilities in this match.
The moves they were doing for
It's
that age.
incredible.
Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible. And for me personally, I think it's gutting that we never got to see him doing this later on in his career.
Yeah.
When I tried to watch it, I was comparing him then to later on in his career, and you can kind of see a few little bits that he did later on as well. But yeah, it was just it was amazing.
I think what I've gotten out of it, and I've watched it for a while, I got back into it heavily because of this subject. What I noticed about it is this is not just pantomime.
No, it's
The Giant Hay, which we can talk about, like the Giant Haystacks Big Daddy stuff, was part of it.
Yeah.
Right? But there were really, really talented people in the world of sport, maybe to a higher level, and this is going to be arguable, than what we saw in America. In ring.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I think that people would find that harsh, but when I was watching a lot of these matches, and I was going through some people who were just unknown.
Yeah.
The technical skill of these people.
Oh yeah. I mean, Davey Boy Smith's acrobatical, manoeuvres in this match.
Yeah.
You said you watched it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Bernie Wright's so many different variations of arm drag takedowns in this is just it's fucking staggering.
It's kind of scary how good this actually was.
Yeah, for their age, 15 and 17 years old. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's the whole product, though.
Yeah, I don't know, and I wasn't really able to find out a lot about Bernie Wright.
No, I don't know much else happened. He must have done something.
There was a little bit of Wikipedia information on there, but it was really small.
Yeah.
And I've tried doing as much research about him as I could find. I'm genuinely gutted I couldn't find a lot out.
That's the sad fact about it, Stu.
Yeah.
With there's not a lot of information. Some of these guys, like we were talking about, like with Marty Jones and things like that, when World of Sport ended, so did kind of their career.
Yeah.
And it's
sad,
very sad when you look at the talent.
Yeah.
We talk about certain people who did go over.
Yeah.
Like your Chris Adams,
your
Finleys, your
Regals.
all of these individuals that do Dynamite.
Johnny Saint did as well. He ended up working for the WWE behind the scenes.
And Robbie Brookside as well.
Yeah. But very later on.
Yes. Yeah. A lot later.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Johnny Saint's really honoured by WWE right when NXT UK comes over.
Yes. Yeah.
And I imagine a lot of that British crowd probably don't even know a lot or have seen him wrestle.
But hopefully that'll, you'd kind of hope to, wish that it would bring them into, they've named this guy, let's go check him out.
I hope so, because he's so unbelievably good and so unorthodox.
Yeah.
That's what I got off of him. Unorthodox but excellent.
Yeah. I mean, again, which takes me back to Bernie Wright and Davey Boy Smith. Seeing a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old who, in retrospect, Davey Boy Smith against, when he squared up with Bernie at the beginning of this match, he's a proper short ass. Because you've got to look at this. He's a kid. He is still a kid at this age, and he's tiny. But and this is the thing that I took away from this match. It's such a what if moment. If you'd have taken what you were doing then, taken it over to the States, with the Hearts and everyone, and if you'd have kept all this, everything that you were developing and working with, that British style, and taking it over there, how different could it have been?
I think that unfortunately, and this is only my opinion, I think that we were heading towards the bodybuilder era, and I think that's why you see Dynamite trying to put on weight, you see a muscle, you see Davey trying to do it. I think that we're in the rock and roll golden era wrestling era, and if you want to get to the WWF, you've got to look the part more than actually be talented, in a way.
True.
Yeah. Especially for that time,
Yeah, well, think back to that time, think of who's there.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, like, with World of Sport, you could kind of put it on par with, like, Japanese wrestling. It was the same kind of, in a way, the sort of style.
There's a little bit of a crossover.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Less was more. Yeah, that's my number 2.
Right, back to me again.
Back to you again, mate.
Right, so that's my final pick. Okay, so I've gone for Les Kellett versus Jonny Czeslaw. I think that's how you pronounce it. Czeslaw.
Yeah.
Czeslaw, yeah.
Okay.
So while World of Sport, so while World of Sport had a reputation for some of the best and pure wrestling in the world, it also had some of the most comedic wrestling too. First up, you had Les Kellett. He was a comedian in the ring. He became famous for his rather selective hearing. And he actually didn't become a full-time wrestler until well into his 40s, due to interruptions like World War II. Jonny Czeslaw was this bald-headed Polish tough guy.
Did he wear red trunks?
I can't remember.
I think this is the last match I watched before I left today to come here.
He had someone slapping someone after the bell.
Yes,
probably.
yes. It was the deafness bit that.
Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah, like Jonny Czeslaw, he looked like this. He looked like he'd survived a Russian concentration camp as a boy. That's the best way to
Fucking hell, Johnny.
That, by technical terms, is called a gulag.
Oh. But with all the comedy, the match is highly
used.
Just trying to make it out.
Everything from the
most people probably don't know what fucking gulag is. They don't know what prisoner of war camp is.
You could have said something way better.
I could have, yeah, but I didn't.
Lawsuits.
Right the dick. Everything from the facial expressions, the timing, and body language was spot on. The comedy had this almost like silent film quality to it, in a way. The match hadn't even started when Les Kellett accidentally kicked the referee when he was checking his feet. The first round came to an end, and both of them are tied up in this submission move together, and no one can unlock them. They completely missed the rest period, and they're both stuck there. They just can't do anything about it. I never thought that in 2023 I'd be laughing at something from 1980 this much. It was hilarious. I was cracking up. The match is funny, it's fascinating, and it's British.
Yes.
All at the same
Absolutely.
time. Did you know that Les Kellett was actually, he was so good that Colt Cabana, when I first heard about him, he studied his tapes and actually asked permission to use some of his moves and comedy in his matches.
I'm not surprised. Again, this is where you should be doing your homework.
Yeah. I have actually looked it up on my phone.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
It was the one I watched.
This is what I would call 70s World of Sport.
Yeah.
Like, this was the comedy.
This was the entertainment factor of it.
But I thought it was incredible. I thought I can't say enough good things about this match. It was a total joy to watch.
Another one is Cat Weasel. Have you ever seen
that weird little moustache?
He's fantastic as well. He'd like take a bump and then like sort of nurse his arse in the middle of the ring. Some of the comedy's great.
Good pick.
I watched it about 3 times.
Yeah, I watched a few of his matches. There were ones like where I didn't know about the death thing, right? So I haven't actually seen that match. I've seen another few, like where the bell would ring and he would the guy would turn round, you know, for the end of the round, he'd slap him across the ear. And then there'd be a big pushing match in the middle of it, and he'd act like he didn't do anything and it was part of like the rules. He'd go, I don't know why you're attacking me like that. It's just fucking great.
He'd fall over the place as well sometimes. Like he'd go to grab him and completely miss.
He looks like he'd trip over his own legs. He's got like that drunken style. Because he actually has a match later on with the pick from the bottom episode.
Brian Glover.
Yeah, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But that was my final pick.
Good pick.
I think that was my number 1, I'd say. Yeah.
Over to you, James. Your last one.
Right. My last one is really special for me. I've watched this match loads. Just loads and loads of times. I haven't seen this match for a while and this brought it back for me. This match is Mark Rollerball Rocco, who is one of the most underrated, maybe more than Marty Jones, wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable. He's from Manchester. Have you ever watched him?
Yes. Yeah.
He is stunningly good. And the other one in this match is Sammy Lee. Now, that name
rings a bell.
Sammy Lee.
Now, that name probably doesn't mean much. You think it rings a bell, but when I actually tell you who that is, you're going to be shocked.
Jonny Big Mate.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
Right. This match that I watched, now I didn't date any of these matches, unfortunately. I should have.
I tried to.
Right. This match, the skill and the speed in this match, I was watching this and I was tired after the about 13 minutes it was on. It was a short match. These guys look like they run wires.
Yeah.
And this is what I talked about with like World of Sport. Like the technical side of some of these matches is unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, some of them. Again, I'm even speechless thinking about this match. Both of these men go on to have extremely successful careers under masks. And they go to Japan. One of them becomes Black Tiger. Right? Which is Mark Rollerball Rocco. And the other one, Sammy Lee, and as I don't write any notes, I cannot remember his real name, right? Is Tiger Mask. And he has one of the first ever 5-star matches in New Japan with the Dynamite Kid.
Yeah, that's a great match. That's the early 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the greatest matches of all time. Sammy Lee, you see Tiger Mask unmasked. This is before he is Tiger Mask.
Right.
And before Mark Rollerball Rocco goes over to New Japan and becomes the famous Black Tiger. And these two tear it up in New Japan.
Yeah.
But they actually first really wrestle in World of Sport.
I thought this match was great.
It is amazing. Now, another thing that's amazing about this match is the crowd. You have this, in my opinion, 5-star technical marvel of a match going on, right? And you have a proper British pantomime crowd in the background. In other words, they're watching pure art, but they're chanting at Mark Rollerball Rocco as the heel. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. So you've got the really old school, and if you can imagine Sammy leading there, culturally, you've got all the football chanting going on around him. He's like, I mean, there's one point where he is besting Rollerball, and they go, "Nice one, Sammy. Nice one, son." And he does not know what they're saying. You can tell, and he's like looking around at the crowd and like, he's doing the baby face thing, but he's almost like, this is so culturally out of my element. I don't know what is going on. And you've got the proper old pantomime chants. Like, you don't know what you're doing, and stuff from like,
he's behind you,
Punch and Judy going on, and all this shit.
I'm going to beat him. Oh no, we're not.
That's the amazing part of this match. You've got that proper British crowd. And then you've got a technical marvel going on. These guys go on to Japan and tear it up.
So I didn't
this
know.
Is number one, in my view, by a country mile.
Yeah, I didn't know that was Tiger Mask at first until you mentioned it.
Did you not?
No. And
he is unreal, isn't he?
Yeah, in a way, he looked a bit like Bruce Lee as well. Because was Bruce Lee around that sort of time? It must have been.
He had died in about 78, I believe.
So it couldn't have been far off it then.
You'd have to check. It might have been before then.
I think it might have been before. I'm going to have a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I thought he looked a bit like Bruce Lee in a way.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That was the concept.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great match.
As I say, I do know the guy's name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. His actual real name. He goes on to be a really important promoter within Japan. I'm sure he has something to do with UFC.
Okay.
Or he certainly has something to do with combat sports and MMA over in Japan.
Bruce Lee died 20th of July in 1973, age 32.
73, okay. Yeah, check out Sammy Lee and check out Tiger Mask.
Yeah, cool.
I just think that one, the culture there and the contrasting cultures is unfucking real. You've got Tiger Mask, one of the most decorated and well-known technical wrestlers, in there with another amazing talent which hardly anyone recognises anymore and knows, in Mark Rollerball Rocco. Had some amazing matches. He had a match with Marty Jones which stole the fucking show every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. It was an amazing match. And then you've got that British crowd. You've got that British crowd singing like old school, like Seaside Punch and Judy chants and football chants.
Yeah.
Like you got the old Nice One Cyril song to Sammy in the background. Would you ever think the Tiger Mask could get that chant?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, I hope in hell no.
Sammy also tagged in World of Sport with Big Daddy. What a tag team!
What?
Yeah. And on the mat, as Big Daddy didn't like to do a lot, he kept going, "Go on there, Sammy." That's fucking Tiger Mask. It's unreal. It's like, you know, that proper accent. "Go on then, Sammy. Go on, mate." Like that. It's just weird.
Daddy, Shirley Crabtree.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about him?
Did you know he actually didn't like kids? He hated children.
What I did know is that his family was always into wrestling. His dad was a wrestler. All of his brothers were wrestlers. He was a failed wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do very well, and they had one last resort for him. They said, "We're going to make you Big Daddy. You're obviously overweight now. You're not as good as the other Crabtrees, who had like this prestige in British wrestling."
Yeah.
And he just took off.
Yeah, he was like, in a way...
But he never done anything.
No, he was like the Hulk Hogan of World of Sport.
British
Absolutely.
wrestling. Yeah, completely.
He was like a proper panto celebrity.
Yeah.
A lot of people put down the death of World of Sport Wrestling to Big Daddy as well. They say it was his fault that he went out of business.
Right, I think that is a very interesting point of conversation, which I was just going to say to you.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the talent that was there, did Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks and people like that overshadow some of the stuff that was going on?
Yeah, massively.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen what was supposed to be the biggest clash of all time, being Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy.
At Wembley as well,
It
wasn't
was
it?
at Wembley Arena, I believe.
And it ended within
3 minutes.
Yeah,
Yep.
by
3
count
minutes long, and I'm not being funny, Giant Haystacks could have got in the ring. I mean, all he did was go over and hit some flowers. It was a table with flowers on it, and it wasn't a big bump. He just sort of slipped a bit, and he was standing on the apron looking at him, and then it was a count out or something.
Was that the only match they ever had?
Yes.
Yeah.
They never wanted to face each other.
And it's a shame. It's just they could have had probably
proper
not.
match. Well, as close to a proper match as physically possible.
I mean, one thing you must say about Shirley Crabtree is he certainly did well for himself.
Oh, yeah.
And he is a British icon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
true.
a nice guy, apparently, but there's a lot of people like Adrian Street. I know he's one of them who said it, certainly, that he come in, as you said, and really damaged the product.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't, the technical side of it wasn't looked at as being the real art anymore. It was more like being a panto.
Yeah.
Panto hero and villain.
Yeah.
At least Giant Haystacks actually went off to WCW.
Let's not go there.
No.
Witness the look this. We should go back onto the last episode of the Dungeon of Doom.
The sad fact of it is, how did WCW not watch some World of Sport and know that Giant Haystacks couldn't do anything?
Imagine if they brought Big Daddy in as well.
Oh, God.
And put them in the thunder cage of doom.
The problem is, mate, is that Big Daddy was about 50 when he got famous, I think, so I heard.
Yeah,
That's the thing
he
with
weren't the spring chicken.
a lot of the
By the time
wrestlers.
his name was, by the time he was a household name.
And all he did, all the time, this is the biggest thing he did, not wrestling, he just sat there and clapped his hands and went, easy, easy, easy. And that was what he was famous for.
Yeah.
It was as easy as that for him.
Easy as that.
Hey, check out the puns.
Yeah.
Right then, my last one.
Here we go. Oh, you got another one.
That's my last one, mate. Put that clipboard down, sunshine. My number one is a guy that we've all mentioned a couple of times, and there's quite a few times on this podcast. It's the legendary Adrian Street versus Mick McMichael on the 13th of December 1973.
It's a great match.
This is awesome.
Have you got written down, and I'm going to shut up after this because I've been a bit passionate over this one. Have you got written down when the old lady gets hold of the stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this.
And yeah, it's a really good match. But there's an old lady, and she gets hold of like some of Adrian Street's attire.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great
Because at
match.
first, it's McMichael rips off the sparkly green hooded cape that Adrian Street was wearing, and this is where the whole enraged side of Adrian Street, where he would go from being the exotic one, very glamorous, to an all-out villainous thug, and would just decimate someone. And it's like that. It's so quick from seeing him do all the wonderful poses.
Completely switches it up.
And it just like at the flick of a switch, he goes fucking berserk.
Like a split personality.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch. What was I saying? At the point where as I said, McMichael rips off Street's sparkly green hooded cape, and as I said, he loses control so quick to the point Mick would try to defend or break a lock up or just in any way physically possible to get Street away from him, and so quickly Street would have him by the forearm in some sort of arm bar. It's fucking brilliant.
That was the difference why I think Adrian Street was a little bit better than people like Adrian Adonis and Goldust. Because he had that flamboyance, but if you wronged him in his mind, he turned into an absolute raving lunatic.
You could back it up.
Yeah. Like, just the hardest motherfucker you've ever seen.
Yeah. It's a bit that I've got at the bottom here. I mean, we all know that Adrian Street was a legit hard man.
Yeah.
You know, he's a tough fucker. You know, there is, I can't remember which pinfall it was, but in one of the pinfalls, and it is so cleverly done, because it says the ref's counting, and you can see his head following his hand, and you see him give a swift elbow to the temple, while and you can see him watching the ref, and he's going 1, 2, and he's like, hang on, so go back. It's like, he's clocking while the ref was looking up. It's so clever. I know you use this all the time, James, but you know, it's the psychology of it.
Yeah.
It was done brilliantly. Yeah. And these two were, I mean, McMichael was brilliant. Yeah. Really, really, very underrated British wrestler.
Big props to him.
Yeah.
He again looks like what I would say like a middle-aged granddad in a pub.
I think we should have everyone at me.
No, I think Mick McManus, and especially the guy that you're saying.
Yeah, Mick
when
McMichael.
I was watching it looked like they didn't have any.
Do you know?
They shouldn't have even been in there.
Right. See, I kind of thought the opposite.
Did you?
My thoughts with McMichael was, to me, in his probably late 20s, early 30s, I could see him being a military drilling, a drill instructor, or a PTI, or a fitness course for the military. Anything like that, I could see him as that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, sorry, James has just brought up a picture of him. That for me is that's he looks like an intimidating guy.
Yeah,
you know, he looks like the sort of, you know, the quiet mate at the back who would just flip at the drop of a hat if he was, you know, fucked over the wrong way. But then when you put him and Adrian Street in this fight, it is gold.
Yeah,
it is absolute fucking gold. The back and forth between these two is fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I can't remember for the life of me Adrian Street's valet that comes in with him. Yes, it is. Sorry, Miss Linda. In my head, for some reason, I thought it was someone else. You know, it was. Sorry, yeah, Miss Linda. Her involvement in this as well is they're such a good pairing, aren't they? They really, really are such a good pairing. But then throwing McMichael into it as well.
I give him as much props.
Yeah,
I thought the same as you when I watched the match. I thought, I don't know who you are, but you are holding your own, and you're actually really, really a big part of how good this match is.
Yeah.
Is this the match like you were saying at the beginning when he was ripping all his clothes off? Is this where one of the women from the crowd grabs the boa? I think I have seen this match. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
That's one of the unfortunately, because, well, it's not unfortunate, but that is one of the biggest sort of eye-opening moments to remember it, that this old lady grabs the green stuff. I remember it now.
It's brilliant. It is just brilliant, and it is a true British style wrestling match as well. That's lovely. I can't say any more.
Yeah, see, I saw, I think, 6 Adrian Street matches.
Yeah.
And of the Adrian Streets, that was my number 2.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that match. I liked the Jim Breaks one better.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It was longer. And it was more technical, but they were both fantastic.
It was brilliant, absolutely.
You know, and I'd say if you like that, watch the Jim Breaks one
as well. Yeah,
because if you're a fan of Adrian Street, he really is at his best.
Well, in all fairness, it was you guys that because I'd been out of touch of wrestling for quite some years. I genuinely, hand on heart, I could say I didn't know of Adrian Street, and it's since like the early days of the podcast, the more you guys have mentioned him, the more I've started watching him, and then lo and behold, we go to Clash at the Castle and he's fucking there.
It broadens your horizons on wrestling when you have a chat to people. Anyway, we don't know everything, and I hate to say this, neither does Jack Dick, who's sitting there saying he does.
No, exactly. Who's Jack Dick?
The individual who probably gets on there and goes, you didn't know Tiger Mask's name. Well, you try doing this without any notes, pal.
You proved to us that you did before James fucking said it on the podcast. Fuck off.
Or take me on the trivia. Take me on the trivia.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
That is our picks for the world of sport.
It was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, genuinely, I really enjoyed this one. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy him anyway. But this was quite an eye opener.
I think this one is actually important to cover because I think it is part of our culture.
Yeah.
And I think there was a comment made like, "Why are you doing this?" I think the reason that we're doing this is because when we watched it, that opened our eyes onto how good actually this really was. There is a perception out there that from a lot of people, and I had that perception for a long time, that World of Sport was just pantomime.
Yeah.
And when I sat down to actually give it a chance, I saw some of the best wrestling that I've ever seen in ring.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's why we did it.
Yeah.
And I would encourage anyone who does listen to the podcast to go and have a look. You will be surprised by what you see.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Subsequently, now that you said that, I've actually gone on our Facebook page to see about the comments. The only major comment that we actually had was, why are we bothering to talk about a wrestling promotion that ended its peak run in 1985?
For the very reason I said. Yeah. Because it's part of British wrestling's history and culture, and it's been kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
And a lot of people now, including people like Pete Dunne, and other people that we see, still have a major respect for it. And these people who paved the way deserve, even if it's a small little podcast like ours, to at least say their names. Yeah. And maybe get one or two of you to watch maybe say Jim Breaks.
On the flip side, it's kind of like saying, why do people go and bother watching old 1970s NWA matches or AAA matches, or
because I'm a lover of wrestling.
Why do people go online and still watch Muhammad Ali fights from the 70s? It's an appreciation.
Yeah, something. When I was wrestling and when I was training, I was always told to go back and watch World of Sport.
Yeah, fair play.
And I was always told that make everything you do mean something.
Yes.
And whether it be an arm lock, an arm bar, absolutely anything at all, look into like why that's hurting them, what way you can twist the arm, everything about it to kind of like to give it reason why people are actually caring and looking and watching what you're doing.
But you as a former wrestler, so I can ask you this, is because you've got that experience.
Okay.
When I'm watching World of Sport, right, with the presentation, the commentary being serious, it almost makes the illusion to me that I'm watching something real. I'm watching a competition.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I know it's not, and I'm a big fan of wrestling, and I'm a big boy, and I've been watching wrestling for 30 odd years, I still have that drive in me to think, this is really serious. This is a real contest.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel that way when you watched it?
Yes, especially with World of Sport.
I really did.
It's completely different to... Like comparing that to what you'd see in America, WWE, WWF at the time, it was a completely different style altogether.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to wrestlers from America over the years, and there was, when I was training over here, there was a couple of guys coming down from America. I can't remember their names, but a couple of them had some dark matches on a UK show, and we had some World of Sport on the TV in the room where we were training, and they were like, why are you watching this doesn't make any sense at all, and they couldn't get their head around the rules and the rounds and everything like that.
I don't think they matter.
No, they don't. They didn't understand anything about it, and it was strange hearing that where you kind of like it's still wrestling and there's different styles of wrestling no matter what. Just
because a bell goes in the middle of it, the transitions and what's going on is still happening. I kind of started to enjoy it. You know, like the 2 submission rule? And all that.
Oh, it was great.
Where, like, the match had stopped and someone had got a submission, then it was sort of like, don't get submitted again, otherwise you're going to lose. I felt that was quite exciting when I was watching it.
With the rounds, when I was wrestling, we actually had, because we were quite, like I said, we were always told to go back and watch World of Sport. And one of the matches I had was a World of Sport round match, 5-round match.
Yeah,
nice.
And it was still trying to carry on that old style, but bringing it forward.
Wasn't it 2 submissions and 2 pins?
Yeah.
Either way, one of those 2.
But I mean, obviously, I've not got a background in wrestling, but from my days when I was playing rugby, YouTube was just first starting to come about. Internet was first starting to come about. I'd go and watch, matches from like the 70s and the 80s. Yes, the rules have changed. Yes, it's more safer, or as safe as it can possibly be compared to back in the 70s. The game has changed, the dynamics have changed, the fitness has changed, but you can still learn something from it. There are still moves and set pieces that we could learn from, which we would use.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter if it was 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Well,
it's
still the same game. And
it's like learning history at school. It's there to be learned for a fucking reason.
Yeah. And the fact is, like when we were talking about the first match, that was Dynamite and Marty Jones.
Yes.
The first thing that entered my head is, why are the wrestlers not watching this?
Yeah.
That was the first thing I was thinking.
Yep, exactly.
I was thinking, why are they not watching this? Why not slow down? Why not use some of this psychology? Because it's fucking gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of it's like literal goals. Like, if I saw that in a match, I'd go, wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like it's been completely forgotten about, and no one nowadays does any of it.
No. I mean, some of it's not for use today because we're in a different era, in a different context. But
there is some stuff.
Some of it there is gold.
Yeah. I can definitely think of one person in particular that uses that whole psychology, we've witnessed it firsthand. Gunther.
Yeah, every move means something.
Yeah.
Especially that side of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say
absolutely.
So. I would say that what we saw from Sheamus and Gunther had a air of World of Sport about it.
It definitely had that European.
Yeah.
Which obviously, him being Irish and him being German.
And I've never watched that match back. I don't know about you guys.
I
haven't watched it back. When we were watching it live, to me, that was a 5-star match.
Yeah. The only thing that brings it down when you watch it on the network, commentary.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when we were in the arena watching that, I've watched a good few matches live. That's the best match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The crowd, it's on paper, Sheamus at the time, I mean, they started to give Sheamus a real push from it, like all those matches, didn't it?
Yeah.
He started to get really over Sheamus, didn't he? No one really cares.
His stock skyrocketed.
So I remember Jonny saying, I think he could have another title run off of it.
Yeah.
I'd still like to see it.
I think it could still happen if they pushed him right,
Yeah. Shall we get on to the next one then?
We can do. What do we have next? I do have a World of Sport song to sing and perform.
We might as well go for that.
Right, so up next we have, tying in with the World of Sport.
Oh yeah.
Big Daddy, We Shall Not Be Moved, sang in the style of Chaz and Dave.
That's amazing.
And the song will be Rabbit. This is probably going to go terribly. I've tried this a few times. It's not great because a lot of the words, again, there's not a lot to work with on this, okay? So I don't know how
this is a one-syllable fucking thing all the time.
Even
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to do it that stuff,
I'm gonna do my best here. My best Chaz and Dave impression. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm a bit nervous about this one. Right. Daddy, big, daddy. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted down by the water. We shall not be moved. we shall not be moved. We're young and old together. We shall not be moved. Oh, we're young and old together. We shall not be moved.
It's pretty good.
We're women and men together. We shall not be moved. We're women and men together. We shall not. We shall not. We shall not. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like a plant that's planted down by the water. We shall not be moved. Daddy, 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 the big daddy. We shall not be moved. We're black and white together. Just like a tree that's down by the water. We shall not be moved. Straight and gay together. No nukes is good nukes. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. There we go. There we go.
Just in case you're filming me, right? Or any of that.
Just beautiful.
Yeah. Just in case you're filming any of me or anything, what I do, right, is I try and think of the most miserable thing I can, right, and that's why I look so miserable, because otherwise I'm just going to burst out laughing. I actually zone out into like a meditation style.
I think that's the worst one I've done so far. It was very hard to match it up to the tune, and I don't know.
Good enough for me.
Oh dear. Whew. Sweating after that.
Well
I'm
done,
sweating like Big Daddy. Battling giant ice necks. There we go. Ooh, dear. Right.
You want to put on there that I was miserable like that just for that reason?
Oh, right.
I was trying to ignore it.
I thought you were. I did
because otherwise I would laugh.
I messed up a few times in here, but I kind of had to keep going.
I've worked out a tactic of how to not burst out laughing on them, and what I do is I think of the most miserable thing I can, like the colour grey or something like that in my head.
Terracotta.
Being punched in the dick.
Yeah.
Well, I know we talked off microphone a few minutes ago about that we are going to start doing the news live. However, there is one section of the news that cannot be missed out. It's the most important news. I think you know what subject this is.
I know what it is. I'd like to see what he's been up to be honest.
Wow. It's now time for Danhausen Watchhausen.
Danhausen Watchhausen. Danhausen Watchhausen.
He's been busy.
You're really good at doing that.
I
know, he's pretty good.
Danhausen Watchhausen.
I think that's all we need.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, he has been busy. It's San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, he loves that.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on TV though, has he?
No, he hasn't been on TV. He's been really hitting the Comic-Con scene really hard.
Is he on like
as
YouTube
a guest?
And stuff?
Oh yeah. But he's also there as a guest, but he's also there as a customer as well. He still mingles around, as he always does, and much like last year's one. Was it last year or the year before where he broke his leg? Or his ankle?
Can't remember.
And he was hanging around with the ass boys.
Yeah, I watch him go around them quite a lot. So I watch his vlogs.
He made Billy Gunn break character by referring it to as the ass ranch.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, brilliant.
Because he was trying to be as serious and angry as possible, like he didn't give a fuck about any of it.
Turning up on a mobility scooter, and all you can hear is "Hello!" in the background.
Then every time one of them talks, he pressed that leave button.
Tangent already. Danhausen has been given a massive honour. A huge honour. He is set to appear on, I believe it's Batman number 200, Batman series number 251.
Oh, okay.
As the front cover.
Oh, nice.
I like the front cover.
It's a very famous cover already. The original design, essentially is the Joker throwing playing cards out, and Batman is strapped to one of the cards.
Oh, okay.
But with this one, obviously, the Joker has been replaced by Danhausen. What an honour. That's awesome. You are now solidified in, comic book history.
Mm-hmm.
Fair play to the man. and he is an avid comic collector himself. So to have your character and persona embodied forever on a comic book is fucking outstanding.
He'll get his name out as well, because DC.
Yeah,
is a big.
Fuck yeah. But I think it's San Diego Comic Con, and I think it's the Philadelphia Comic Con as well. So the Philadelphia one, they're doing signed ones, but the San Diego Comic Con, he's getting the same treatment as the Death of Superman comic is coming in a tin, a foiled.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a hell of an honour, man. So for those people out there who go, fuck off, he doesn't do anything.
Right.
What an achievement.
What an achievement.
Fair play, man.
Yes.
Fair play to him, And I do want to see him back in the ring eventually, but, but he's still recovering.
There we go.
But he's still keeping himself busy.
A good episode of Danhausen
We're
Watch.
getting close to the release date of the figure as well, man. I've got it on pre-order. I can't fucking wait to get that. Yeah, baby.
There we go.
Danhausen. Yeah.
Danhausen Watch.
Yeah, there's your cue, James.
Yeah.
Danhausen Watchhausen.
That's just for you, Darren Brown.
Oh, right. Shall we head to Manchester?
Oh, God.
Shall we go
fucking dreading this
back
week.
to May the 16th, 1999?
You can, pal.
I'd rather we didn't.
Is the Manchester Arena still there?
I think it is.
Yeah, Mian's still there.
Now, I was going to attend this show, but I decided not
Fuck
to.
me, ain't hindsight a wonderful thing?
I did pay £18 to watch it on Sky Box Office, though.
Oh, you
Did
got
you?
mugged, mate.
Quick rundown of the matches.
Rather not.
Gilbert versus Tiger Ali Singh.
Just awful.
Midian versus Kane. Tori versus Sable Stroke Nicole Bass.
That's pointless.
Shane McMahon versus X-Pac.
That's not
Alright,
bad.
yeah.
Droz versus Steve Blackman.
Just no chemistry, no stories, no reason for it.
That's
Mankind.
a piss break.
Billy Gunn.
That's an interesting one, because that's at the time when they're trying to push Billy.
So, honest opinion?
Awful.
I fucking hated it. What a waste of Mick Foley.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
It was kind of like they were trying to test the water on sort of more of a house show with Billy Gunn and seeing what the reaction was.
It fucking worked, did it?
Well, no.
What else we got? Ministry versus Brood.
Don't get me wrong, I love Daddy Ass. I do love Daddy Ass. But that was shit.
I always thought that he could have been a big star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
And Triple H, Austin, Undertaker.
What was the one before?
The Ministry versus the Brood.
Right. That isn't that bad, but it's too long.
Yeah.
It goes on forever.
Way too long.
So this pay-per-view if you call it pay-per-view, was the month before Billy Gunn won King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And it was actually a week before Owen Hart passed away.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Do we have any memories of the show?
I unfortunately sat and watched the whole thing a couple of weeks ago. I had, I know you guys have spoke about it in the past and said, it's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. I would like to say, hand on heart, you bunch of lying cunts. Sorry.
To us?
Yes. It's not pretty bad. It's fucking horrendous.
It is.
Like, what was that other shite one we had to watch a couple of months back?
I don't know. I've never made you watch a pay-per-view.
I know, but you've picked matches, and I thought, I watched the whole.
Truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. This was worse.
Yeah, it is.
This is worse. Which I mean, I know it's my picks at the end of this episode, and believe me, I'm raising the stakes back up a bit.
Brilliant.
I can't keep going down this shit route. Honestly, I swear to God, it's going to push me over the edge.
Do you know what was worse about this one? This one wasn't funny. This one was like depressing. Like it was boring. It was like. I'd have rather watch the walls in my bathroom dry after I painted them.
You mentioned a minute ago with the whole, the Brood versus the Ministry match. I went for a pee.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting stuck in a conversation with the missus, and I came back downstairs, sat down, and went, "Fuck me, this is still going."
Yeah.
I must have been upstairs 10-15 minutes. I thought it would have finished.
Was it just me? But you always had that. You always had that inclination to press stop on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially the first half, it's so hard to get through.
If this show never happened, it wouldn't even matter.
No,
there was no reason.
Yeah.
And is it just me, or is it just full of ministry? It's like the ministry of darkness.
from start to finish.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was like everyone who ran in was a ministry member.
Yeah.
It was like the whole thing was about the ministry. That's it.
So, best moments?
the end. Oh no, I told you what my one was. Yeah,
What was it?
My best moment was right, and I knew Teddy Long had been a ref, but I'd never actually seen him ref a match. And lo and behold, he pops up, and I'm pretty sure he was the ref during the Steve Blackman match.
That's an amazing random.
That's my best moment.
That is how good that show was.
Right, hand on heart, and all honesty, that is my best moment of it.
This is going to sound really weird, right? My best moment actually comes from a memory. I got this, remember Silvervision and Coliseum Home Video? They used to do a double take, right?
Yeah.
And I got this free with one of those double tapes, and I never watched it. I looked at the card, and I went, that is shit, I'm not even watching that. And it may be one of the only events I've never watched. My worst moment is I finally watched it in 2023 because I never ever watched it, and then I finally took the plunge and fucking did, and I regret it.
It is just
My best moment, I didn't mind the opening video to the show.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
That was, but my best moment, it was just building up the main event and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
But my best moment didn't actually happen on the actual show at all. It happened in the crowd. And what actually happened was during an entrance, I can't remember who was coming out.
I went for a piss.
Some guy in the crowd, he shouted, "This is so bad, I wish I'd stayed home and had a wank."
Really? He was fucking spot on, wasn't he? I mean,
I love British fans. It's just brilliant.
Oh dear. But yeah, apart from that, maybe the Mick Foley interview, he came out, he was sent out early to try and entertain the fans. And he said, I hear you can't say arse here, but you can say arse here, but you can't say wanker.
Oh yeah, that's it, yeah.
But
see, adopting the British,
Yeah, that's very good. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I must have dozed off or been doing something else.
Now that you said
happened.
that, I do remember that bit. Yeah, that did make me laugh.
The problem is, it was one of them ones, or pay-per-views, where you sit there and you just think, why am I watching this? And have you ever watched like something that's quite long and you've gone so relaxed and bored that you almost fall asleep and you can't remember it? That's what it did to me.
Right, see that. It was that, because I remember coming in and saying, it was that fucking awful monster truck one.
Yeah.
Because I sat and watched that, and then sat and watched something else straight afterwards. I think it might have been it was the second night of WrestleMania, and then I watched that, or something like that, and I watched that god awful pay per view with the monster truck in, and I think I stated that I fell asleep with my hand.
Did you watch the whole pay-per-view?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, fuck, mate. I only wanted you to watch a monster truck. That pay-per-view's horrendous.
No, I'd never watched it before.
Oh, shit.
So I watched the whole thing.
I'm sorry, mate.
I know.
It's fucking terrible.
That's why I called you to
be honest with you.
fucking shit you're making me watch.
To be honest with you, I would rather watch that than this. At least there's some funny moments, like Hogan getting butt fucked. Like, there was nothing in this at all, was there?
No.
So Will, who I'm out with last night, brought that up because he'd listened to that episode and he said that literally is actually the best moment where the Yeti is humping Hulk Hogan from behind.
Yeah, it is.
But honestly, I've got nothing. Well, I think my good moment sums it up. It's spotting Teddy Long as a ref. There is nothing good from this.
Well, there's really nothing good from mine because my good moment has been ruined by my bad one because I finally gave in. Do you understand what I mean? Because my good one was like, I never watched it.
Yeah.
And now Jonny forced me to watch it. So
my worst moment was everything else. A couple of notes that I had from this show were
I've got nothing.
At one point, Jim Ross calls Nicole Bass a she-male and tries to defend himself. Jim Ross also calls Goldberg.
Yes.
Then he said, it doesn't really matter anyway, I guess. And Goldberg was actually the light heavyweight champion, and they're out there burying him and saying how bad of a wrestler he is.
Yeah, I think at one point he never ever wrestled, and he was like, he appeared on Heat or something. I think he broke the record for the longest streak of being light heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Because basically he weren't being used, so he could never lose it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he still fucking holds that.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But literally they put that belt on him and he never defended the fucker.
I feel like he lost it to Luna.
I feel like he lost it to S.A. Rios and then it disappeared.
Yes, because he came in with Lita.
I feel like you keep making me watch shit fucking.
And I tell you what, that is a hell of a trivia if I got that.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that is right.
And I think he lost it on Heat.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen him for fucking ages, and I was like, fucking hell, is he still there?
It's just.
Not only was he still there, he had the fucking belt round him as well.
He did, yeah. Right. News and...
Whoa. Hold the line, caller. We do have a couple of comments on this one. I know we didn't have any on the the sport one, but we did, but we're not really acknowledging that. So yeah, this pay-per-view, sorry, don't fucking care. Helen Bell commented, is this the pay-per-view that Stone Cold versus The Undertaker or The Rock? And apparently it ended up the papers as someone phoned 999 to tell them to get down to Manchester as they were beating the hell out of each other.
I wouldn't be surprised. Sounds like something the British audience would do.
I remember something like this. I can't remember if it was this show or another, but it definitely did happen.
Yeah.
Sure,
it definitely wasn't that pay-per-view,
I could see even someone doing that as a joke.
I think I read it in
the English humour, phoning 999 going, there's a fight at so-and-so, and then turning up and there being a fucking wrestling match.
I think I read it in the Daily Sport or the Daily Star or something.
Or that informative, intellectual newspaper.
Standing in Spa.
Tabloid sheet paper.
The Daily Sport is fucking great, right? Once I read that someone said a UFO crashed into their fucking outdoor swimming pool, so they concreted it up over it to keep the evidence. And it's like a fucking story in there.
Do you know what my favourite headline I've ever seen on the Daily Sport? Man sent to hospital after shoving 14 Cadbury's cream eggs up his bum.
Yeah, that's sort of a brilliant.
That's up there with military crisis in Sierra Leone.
I don't know, probably.
I don't know.
We should get it, do a review on it.
Well, you used to find
it. It won't be like it was years ago.
Back in our days when we were kids, you used to find little torn up bits in the woods and, and chasing your mates going, boobs!
Along with a
soiled pair of pants.
I've got another fucking story I used to tell you.
Are we careful where this is going?
I tell you what we used to fucking do, right? And you would have probably been involved in this. Is we in the porno mags, right? They always used to have one page used to have men, right? What we did was, you know, there'd always be some dirty fucker and they'd throw it in a bush or something. And when we were younger, you used to find them everywhere. British culture, right?
Yeah. People still find them now. That's
I don't know. Right?
Why is the woods like the perfect drop-off point for soiled pants and porn mags?
But one time we went, and I won't say the park, but it's a very famous park in where you live, right? There's a bunch of conifers, and we went round there, and there was, I'm not kidding, there was 15 to 20 of these porno mags.
Where was this?
On the floor.
Down.
I'm not saying where it is. Yeah, that's where
it is. Was it by the bench by the toilets?
No, it was as you go round the corner to the entrance. There used to be this row of conifers, you could go behind it.
Because I placed 15 down there once. I bought them off someone.
No, this was when we were
names.
Unless you were about 13.
His name was Sean. I bought 15 off him and I don't
know who it is.
15 for £2.
Well, anyway, I want to finish the story because I can't leave it where it was because it was about the men's page in the fucking book. So what we used to do is we used to tear the men's page out right? So it always had one men's page with the blokes in there, and we used to post it through like someone like the Office Supply or I don't know, someone who a company. We used to post it into their letter business box. They used to find so many.
I vaguely recall that. Yeah, I do kind of.
Yeah, but that was fucking great. They used to make our night.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about the person who was going to find it in their when it hit the floor on the other side.
I did something similar to this, but it weren't porn mags. I used to get my sister's like Top of the Pops and Smash Hits magazines and get the posters and stick them around the town and post them in letterboxes.
Yeah.
I used to.
That don't have the same effect.
It doesn't.
I used to work for Prologue when it was up at Selby House, and I was obviously working in the early learning centre department for mail orders and catalogue orders and things like that. So I started sending out catalogues to all the members of my family. I can just imagine the shock on some of their faces going, "What have we got an infant's cat?"
What ELC?
Yeah,
I know what that is. Yeah.
Why have we got kids' toy catalogue coming through addressed to you?
But there's one specific, because I don't care anymore, this is tangent, right? So I can't remember who bought it, but someone bought it as Joe, bought like the gay mag, for the men's gay mag. And
careful.
My mate, right, went away on holiday, yeah? So what we did was, we posted it through his house. This was later on. This was when we were about 18, 19. I'll tell you who it is afterwards, right? We posted it through his letterbox. He'd gone away. And he never said anything. So one of us... so I reckon he kept it because he never mentioned it as if it was like a secret. And you would think, if one of you fuckers posted that through my letterbox, right, I'd go to you, I'd go, oi, motherfucker, which one of you fucking posted it? Would you, wouldn't you?
What do you mean I kept it?
Yeah, but if I did it as a joke to you, you would probably know that it was one of us, and you would bring it and go, oi, motherfucker, who did this? He never said a fucking word.
He's still got it.
I reckon, yes.
On a lighter note, going back to the original subject, Helen also put a lovely comment for us, which is, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helen. Very much appreciated.
We just have fun. We hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
One last comment from our good friend Stu Hughes. Don't remember the pay-per-view, but the N64 game is still the best wrestling game to date.
Yeah, it's best not to remember it.
Yeah,
just remember that guy.
Because you two could end up like me and wanting to call these two a pair of cunts.
What's hilarious about this, right, as well...
Sorry, John.
What's hilarious about this as well is WWE obviously took this so seriously because they named this No Mercy, and then in America, in October, they had No Mercy again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the only year, that's a good trivia question, it's the only year when No Mercy happens twice.
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking dreadful. Yeah, this bollocks. Next.
So, we have either the news or...
Someone pick something fun.
I'll pick something good.
Okay.
It's my picks for the next one, and I'm bringing it back, man.
You're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Right, do we go...
My whole page of what was funny.
Do we go bottom, or do we go watch along? No, watch along.
I was going to say, what?
Yes.
Have I missed a topic?
News or watch along?
Well, there ain't much really to cover for the news because we're going to start doing that live. But if you got a couple of bits, let's go for it.
Yeah, do it if you want. But what we will say is, for anyone who is still listening to us ramble, what we will say is that we are going to start.
News, don't bother.
We are going to start to do the news live in the Facebook group.
Yes. I've got a couple of things, not many.
Maybe you'll comment.
Right, first news item, Moose.
Oh no, not again.
Chocolate Moose. Strawberry Moose. Moose is back. He has re-signed with Impact for the longest deal anyone has ever made.
Really?
He wants to establish himself as a top star in the company.
Okay.
He has also said that it is a big scare going somewhere else and making new friends. I'm really shy at getting to know people, and I'd rather stay where I am comfortable.
Oh, well, best
fair
of luck
play
to
to
him.
Yeah.
Fair play.
I think that's nice.
Yeah,
He's
best
happy
of
enough.
luck to him.
Yeah.
He said he wants to be up there with the Kurt Angle, the AJ Styles.
Yeah, well,
Good on you.
Well, Nick Bobwinkle stayed in AWA
Yeah.
for his whole career.
And more importantly, we'll be your friend.
Until,
Yes.
Yeah.
until WC.
I'm not taking the piss.
No, that's
I'll be
it's
serious.
nice. Yeah, I think that's a nice little story.
That's genuinely, you know, how often do you hear of you know, someone actually saying that?
I think someone else was interested when his contract came up, and he's turned it down straight away. He doesn't want to know. Yeah. And he said he doesn't care if he's earning no money to a lot of money. He'd rather stay in one place.
He'd rather be happy. Good on you.
Good on you, mate. Yeah, well done, Moose.
Tony Khan.
Laughing every time I say that.
I don't know.
I never did get any Moose sent in.
We
by the way,
didn't,
from
did
anyone.
we? We didn't.
And I tagged a lot of supermarkets on Twitter about that. I got no fucking feedback.
They're fucking cheapskates.
Bastards. I'll do it again.
I think we should.
Do you know what I think we should do, right? And I really respect what Moose the rest has said, so I'm going to take that this away and bring it back to the Moose tangent. Right? I think that we should do a video, and what you have to do is a challenge, right? You have to try and find a moose that isn't fucking chocolate or strawberry.
Do you know what?
Do you remember we did that?
Yeah. Someone actually got back to me about that about a month later.
Did they?
Obviously, when the episode came out, apparently you can get lemon mousse.
Right, so you're not allowed lemon either now.
So you can't have chocolate, strawberry, or lemon.
No.
All right, okay.
Right, this is next mission.
Or Milky Bar.
We're going to moose it.
That's not a mousse. That's the no.
No.
Right. Not having chocolate bar mousses because they're no. Fuck off.
It's got to be specific, different flavour.
Because that's still a chocolate.
Yeah.
The Moose Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Tony Khan. He has tried to write an episode of Dynamite using an app called ChatGPT.
Oh, God.
Basically, the AI will create the show.
Oh.
But unfortunately, it tried to cram too much in, and it hasn't got a lot of knowledge of AEW past 2021.
It's going Russo.
It did have some solid thoughts and could be something they work with in the future.
Right, I'm going to tell you something, guys. There's a YouTuber out there called Call Me Kevin, right?
Right.
Yeah. He used this as certain AI to try and create a story, and you should have seen the hell that it put him through. He's a guy who fucks around and has a laugh. He didn't even have to do anything. This thing took him on this wild goose chase rabbit hole story where he ended up like, you have killed yourself, you now run the world. That's like how it ended, and it was a story about something like a dog.
No, I'm out.
He's out.
I'm out.
Those AIs are scary motherfuckers. If they go wrong on the story, that goes all over the place.
We've all watched Terminator 2, we know how that ends.
Couple of sad ones. Droz, any memories on him? He wasn't the best worker.
Just sadness, really. Just a shame.
Do you know what? I disagree with that.
Okay.
I think he had potential.
Did you know he'd only been wrestling for 2 years before he got injured?
Yeah, he was.
That's a shame.
He was a real blue chipper. He was someone who come into the Legion of Doom, didn't he?
He had a couple of matches in ECW to start with. Then LOD 2000, team with Albert, and basically was on heat and jacked. And he was only 30 when he got injured.
Yeah.
And he's
a terrible accident with Dino, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It is a shame because, like you said, for the 2 years that he was there, you could see the progress.
I think the biggest positive for him is that he never held a grudge and he always lived his life.
Yeah.
That's the biggest positive. I think he was a success story.
They were still paying him to write articles for the magazine.
I think he was a success story. I think he didn't go down. He made the most of his life and good on him.
Yeah.
He had the wonderful philosophy of, and I'm pretty sure if I remember this rightly, it said the injury's not going to define me.
Yeah.
And good on him, man. Good on him. It's a shame.
It is.
It is a shame.
Manta.
Yep.
Any memories on Manta?
It's going to sound really harsh, but no, I haven't.
I just remember that huge head and them having to try and get in the ring, and he used to have to get through that entrance. And Jim Cornette being with him.
Yeah, I've got a couple of interesting things. He debuted in 1991, wrestled for the CWA in Germany, under the name Bruiser Mastino. He debuted in WWF in 1995. His last match was against Bam Bam Bigelow. He returned back to CWA in Germany, joined ECW for a couple of matches in 95. He then went back to the WWF in 1996 and was the bodyguard for Goldust at In Your House 7 with the Ultimate Warrior angle.
Have you ever seen that match?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's
not even a match, is it?
It's not happening as a rewatch. You can fuck off.
It could.
No,
it's so fucking weird.
I've had enough shite watch reviews. No.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I'm not going to.
I don't know.
No.
You might actually find it. It isn't terrible. It's just fucking weird.
Pair of bastards, you two, aren't you?
Like you can't even explain what goes on.
Yeah, it's a very strange match.
Isn't a chair involved and someone sitting in the middle of the ring?
Chair. Yeah, it's when Warrior starts stroking Goldust's hair or something.
Yeah, it is so fucking.
It goes on for 17 minutes.
I'll watch it. It sounds creepy and weird. I'll watch it.
Final thing about Mantar, 97, he joined the Truth Commission, made a brief appearance in the WWF before going off to the USWA.
I never knew that.
No, I didn't either.
Every day's a
What, he was in the Truth? Which one was he then?
He was called Tank.
One with a cow on his head.
Yeah. Was he Greek? I've got this feeling that he was Greek.
I'm not 100% sure. Final one, the Iron Sheik. Little while now, he passed away.
That's going for me.
I didn't write any memories, but I've wrote a few of his Twitter.
Oh, mate.
Would I read a couple to you? Flying Squirrel reminds me of Ultimate Warrior because he's Little Rat when he jump in the ring like idiot Mel Gibson. The next Iron Sheik memory quote, Twitter quote, that's the one. Fuck the Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day it is. McDonald's, shut the fuck up. People shit their pants when they eat your food. Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey, they have a feud. Go watch Sheik Slaughter boot camp match. That's the feud.
Okay.
There we go. And that is all, yes.
I'm surprised he's able to write it, do you know what I mean?
I've got to admit, my absolute favourite tweet I've ever seen him put out, or I think would have been the last Christmas, obviously before he died, and all it simply stated was, Merry Christmas everyone, not you Hulk Hogan, fuck you jabroni.
Like, you guys know how big a fan I am of him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Stu even got me a present of
Hell yes.
Funko, and I was devastated when I heard. My favourite memory of him is actually back, and I just told you this guy's off. I just told these guys off of when we were actually recording.
Yeah.
There's a clip out there of him doing a promo with Gene Okerlund, and I don't know what the fuck it's all about, right? But there's like a big goose or a fucking turkey or something like that. And he's going on this rant about this is what we do with turkey. And
I'm sure it's Thanksgiving.
It must be.
Yeah.
Right? But he's got the turkey and he's just drivelling on. And he's got the turkey by the neck and you're looking at it and the turkey's looking actually, he's pointing it towards the camera going, like turning its head, so it's actually looking at the camera. Me and Gene Okerlund is on the floor laughing.
We at Top Turnbuckle Podcast do not condone the bad use of turkeys.
Yeah, the thing about it is you don't hurt the turkey or anything like that. It's just funny. Like, he's just got it, and you're like, what are you doing?
He was so surreal. Like, it clearly in a world of his own, and good on him, man.
Yeah.
He was absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Couldn't say any better. Yeah.
We got any other news that you wanna?
Any other?
Right, Chewbacca.
Yeah, what that
I'm not sure what happened then. Impact Slammiversary, the 19th edition, just happened. Fantastic.
Was it? Yeah. You're a big Impact fan.
I'm loving it. I've been loving it for a long time.
I don't have time for it with all the
it's so good.
all that I'm watching.
everything they've done recently. It's one of their biggest crowds they've had in a long time as well.
Oh,
the crowds are just getting bigger and bigger.
Good.
AEW game, anyone played it?
No,
it's not for me.
No.
I am going to get it, but
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, same.
But
It's meant to be quite fun, I've heard. Apart from that, it's not the greatest. But it's each their own, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of games as well, old Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howard here and Valhalla are now available for as DLCs now, aren't they?
Yeah, I did see that come up on Bray's. Was it on his tweets?
Yeah, he's tweeted about it a few times now. Yeah.
Yeah. I was interested because I wondered if there was anything in it, with Bray's
I was hoping there was, but
No.
WWE has interest in Nick Aldis as a producer.
As a producer?
Shame.
No, he's too young. He's still a talent for me.
Yep.
Bit of AEW. Orange Cassidy's just had his 26th defense of the All Atlantic Championship. Is that what it's called now?
Yeah.
And he's on a roll. Every match he's had has been different. Fantastic.
I'm not a fan of his, but he's actually been.
I never used to be a big fan, but he's just everything has been good about him.
It has, of late. I can't knock it.
Yeah.
He's turned the corner, man.
Yeah.
Really has. Good on him, man. Good on him.
Jungle Boy is dead.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm upset.
Do you know what? That was my first thought. But I've had a thought about this
It's not actually dead, by the way.
No. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the character Jungle Boy is dead.
Yes.
I've had a thought behind this because I clearly remember having this conversation with James about the things that we're looking forward to the most going to All In. And James's one was singing Tarzan Boy.
By Baltimore,
yeah.
And I was like, motherfucker.
So I came up with this idea. When we go and see him, and for anyone else that is listening to this podcast who is going to Wembley at the end of August, I vote we start singing it.
Yeah, I think we should.
I hope they go well with this Jack Perry turn.
Yeah. James has got the bloody Iron Sheik with the turkey video on in the background on the big screen.
I'm sorry.
It's not helping. That is a massive distraction.
It's so funny. It's so funny, William, that you don't even need the words. Look at Gene Akel and that.
He's lost it, hasn't he?
He spits on it.
Oh, God.
And it falls off.
Oh, Christ. Anyway, getting back to it,
Jack Perry. I hope they give it enough time to work. What interests me is that he was Christian was trying to turn him heel a while ago.
Yeah.
Christian turned him. Luchasaurus is now with Christian.
I don't get this.
I'm wondering if
they're
will
going to
join somehow. Something might happen.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is that's where I see it going?
So
they have a faction?
Yeah, so what was the point? So they're basically creating more talent to go for the trios titles?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean...
But then what was the whole point of that Luchasaurus and Christian Cage and trying to turn,
I don't know.
Now that storyline seems wasted.
Do you know what's sad to me? Go on, I'll let you go.
No, I don't know what I was going to say, to be honest, really. Unless they can kind of, I guess, somehow put it all together to make a bigger storyline out of it and make it all make sense. But
not if the AI's
I quite like the new character, actually. When I watched it, I quite liked it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a more serious character, I think he can get over more. But I liked him as a babyface.
Yeah.
I just liked him. I didn't see any reason to change him. I thought he's a perfect underdog that you can build a big story under, and you'd have that big celebration of him getting that title. I thought it would have been a better story.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I'd
have never turned him heel.
No.
Not until I'd done something with him as that white meat babyface. I'd had that story.
Unless he would have gone for the title, won the title, or gone for the title and lost it and turned on everyone.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a finishing story. So You have Jungle Boy. He's chasing. He's the underdog.
Yeah.
He finally gets the title, and then down the line, after he loses it, maybe you do something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
MJF, Adam Cole.
I really enjoyed it.
These two
They were
having to
feuding,
team up.
and
it's
so
quite good.
It's really entertaining.
It's quite funny. The bits where they're playing the game and they're going out and they're
Yeah, it is funny.
Oh, MJF doing the whole Adam Cole baby.
Yeah, come out.
It is funny.
And the whole boom bit
And they've done the dance off the other day as well.
It's actually helping Adam Cole.
Yes.
He's also taking MJF away from, because I like his character, I really do, but he's starting to get a bit stale for me.
Yeah.
And I think they've done that at the right time.
I do feel like, though, this is going to be the match for the title at All In. I think
I am absolutely happy with that.
Yeah, I'm alright with it.
what I think would be more interesting, though, is if Adam Cole turned.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Adam Cole, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've never, like I said previously, I've never been a big fan of Adam Cole, but I haven't actually, and I have actually enjoyed him in this role, baby.
Yeah.
I have. I think there's something there.
I like Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I've always liked him.
Yeah.
Also, I'm liking the Bullet Club Gold as well.
Yes.
The Guns have joined them, and I think it's a good fit as well. And I'm a bit disappointed.
Is this the Bushi?
No, it's
The other guy, isn't it?
Jay
you've got
White.
Jay White.
What happened the other day with Blood and Guts?
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's
Was that the FTR one?
no. This was.
Oh no, that was a house show.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
5-on-5. I cannot remember what happened.
Okay, I'll watch it later. I'll watch it tomorrow.
It's quite long.
Yep.
It's very violent. There's a bit of nails in it.
I've seen it.
Pac
I've seen clips. I haven't watched it.
Pac walks out halfway through the match.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really remember.
Pac's floundering, isn't he? Do you think?
He's struggling.
I just think that he is so much better than where he keeps ending up.
Yeah, he's got some deal at the moment where because he's not on TV all the time, he's going back home to England
Yeah.
for a few days a week, and then he's coming back to wrestle.
Oh, Jesus
So he's
Christ.
doing a bit of both.
That must
the
be
jet lag
fucking
must be
harder.
horrendous.
Yeah, it must be harder.
Fair play to him, though, for doing that. But, mate.
But with this Bullet Club Gold, I'm a bit disappointed because Brian Pillman Jr.'s left.
He's
now.
left.
He's gone out.
Yeah.
And I think he would have been a good fit in there
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the Gun Club and
Yeah.
Jay White and
Yeah, I agree.
the other guy with the beard.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Mate.
Oh, what's his fucking name?
Yeah,
Dirty.
Juice Robinson.
Juice Robinson, that's it. I don't think there's much else. FTR, Bullet Club Gold had a 60-minute match on Collision, I think
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, haven't had
Best of
time to
three.
see it yet.
Good match.
We'll get to that at the end.
Yeah. Apart from that, I don't think there's much else.
No.
All good.
Anything locally that we want to talk about that's going on?
Staymarket Slam's coming up on the 1st of August.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I can't go to that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be in Marseille.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to Monty?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me and the missus.
We can talk about it off.
Oh, it's Friday night again. Me and the missus booked tickets to go and watch Rugby World Cup match.
Oh, lovely, mate.
Yeah, go
Oh,
to
good
South
for you.
Africa and Tonga.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually didn't know that, guys, so I'm actually asking.
Yeah, we're going to watch the Springboks. Because Scotland were too fucking expensive.
Right, that's it. Shall we move on to
rewatch time!
your bottom?
You guys can do this because I haven't seen it, but I can remember it.
I've got a very short, brief synopsis for anyone overseas that has clearly never watched Bottom
Do you
before.
want to describe bottom first?
I
Oh
will.
God, it's so fucking.
I have a brief description of the series and in particular this episode. So this episode actually first aired, Gas it's called, on the 24th of September 1991.
Yeah, I was going to say 92, 91.
And it's two pioneers of modern day British comedy, Rik Mayall, the late great Rik Mayall, who tragically passed away on the 9th of June 2004. Does anyone know how old? 2014. Sorry. Does anyone know how old he was?
I don't.
60s?
56.
Was he 56?
That's genuinely that was like my first big celebrity death that really hit me quite hard.
Because Crush.
Oh yeah. Well, but he was he was a phenomenal comedic actor, and joining forces with Adrian Edmondson was just, we had the Dangerous Brothers, the young ones, Bottom,
Filthy Rich and
Cat Flap, yeah.
Is that Bastard? Alan Bastard,
New Statesman.
Yeah. That's fucking amazing.
That was Rik on his own.
Yeah.
But them two together they were just brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and it is maniacal comedy. And it is quite violent comedy as well, we've got to be honest.
It's slapstick, violent.
Cartoon style.
Yeah.
Putting it this way, you'd never get away with doing it now.
But I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of an adult version of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Aid Edmondson and Rik Mayall. So, Rik Mayall played the character of Richard, and Aid Edmondson played the wonderful, lovable Edward Elizabeth Hitler. Basically, they played two absolute fucking losers that lived in a grotty, disgusting fucking shithole of a flat.
They lived rent-free as well.
They managed to wangle a rent-free flat in Hammersmith, where no matter how hard they try to either get laid, find romance, get rich, or drunk in any way means possible, it would always go tits up. Quite frankly, they were a pair of losers who just never won.
Yeah, it's basically it.
But they were fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And this episode it's episode 2 from series 1.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you know what we can talk just quickly about our favourites. My favourite one, right? Funnily enough, it's the one when they're in the shop and they go and sit up at the fucking and they go and sit and watch a cricket on the fucking roof. I don't know why, I just love that one. I love them all, but
my absolute favourite moment of that one,
I can't remember,
is when he gets the sun cream out and starts putting it on his hands, and Richie starts rubbing it in his face, and Eddie looks at him and goes, "Why are you putting sour cream on your face?" He went, "No, it's sunblock." He went, "No, you put that in your sandwiches."
Yeah,
but you watched me eat them. Yeah, I know.
I just love the way that they're on deck chairs on the top of the guy's fucking corner shop.
I enjoyed every episode. I don't think there's one I didn't enjoy. I always remember the first one I ever saw, and it was the fairground one where they're stuck at the top of the Ferris wheel. And I remember sitting in bed and I was just laughing.
Yeah, it was so good.
The first episode I ever watched the bottom was the Christmas one.
Oh, yes.
Where they, instead of having gold, frankincense and myrrh, they brought a box of Terry's gold, all gold chocolates, a Frankenstein mask, and grr for men, the aftershave.
Just for my favourite episode, the Halloween special one, when they get the carrot frost. And exploding carrots.
Give it to me. Yes. Oh God, he's gone all Welsh again. Have you got any more exploding carrots?
And then Dave Hedgehog and Spud Gun. Is it like a daughter?
Sacrifice. Yeah, Doreen Hedgehog.
That's the name of evil.
We say these now. For anyone that's overseas that has never watched this, I apologise if absolutely none of this fucking makes sense to you. I really do. Yeah, but which is exactly what I was going to say. I don't care. And that's not meant in a horrible way. This is it's a pinnacle moment in British comedy. Yeah. And we're very lucky that Jonny picked an episode where the late great Brian Glover, who was a school teacher, then became a wrestler, who then became not only a Hollywood actor, but a British stalwart that was synonymous with British culture. This is the man who was the voice of Tetley Tea.
Yeah.
Long after he died.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you know that his father was actually a wrestler as well?
Yes.
Red Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read on this before we go.
Brian Glover actually wrestled under the name of Leon Aris, the man from Paris.
Yes.
And he got the name from taking the place of a real Frenchman who didn't turn up for
the match. He never turned up for the show. That's brilliant. But he was quite a good wrestler as well.
Yeah.
He was quite held in high regard.
He would always put wrestling over in interviews, no matter what, all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever he did.
Yeah, man.
Cut this out. That's what someone like a certain promoter should do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dick.
Yeah. I got that
shit on your own doorstep.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Then wipe your ass on the mat.
So this episode was about the
gas man.
Gas man, yes.
The gas man turns up because they're being robbing, thieving bastards and siphoning off the gas meter from next door.
That's right, and the next door neighbour was Mr. Rottweiler.
Mr. Rottweiler.
Yes, Brian Glover. And one moment that he gets involved is they go round to the house and they go. Mr. Rottweiler answers the door and he goes, "Bugger off! I've got a bird upstairs
and I'm in love. It's the real thing.
The real thing.
It's so morbid. It's unbelievable.
Come on, you sexy raunchy love handle."
It's the bit before. So just before he tells them to bugger off, he said, "If I see you two faces back here again, I'll kill you." Slams the door in their face. Eddie goes to walk away, and Richie's just stood there and rings the doorbell again. He answers the door and goes, "What?" Trap my fingers in the door. Then slams the door on him again and traps his knob in it.
The thing is, along with doing this, I know we're doing it about Glover and everything, but Bottom is so good anyway. Like you were saying in there, as I just walked out of the room, like the first episodes, my biggest recollection, first memory of Bottom is when they played the chess game.
Oh,
yes, they got ketchup.
That was the first one I remember watching, and I always remember that bit where he goes, "No, get that prawn!"
I was literally about to say, what did Richie have on the front line of his chess set?
Prawns.
Frozen prawns, because he had no chess pieces left, and a giant Spider-Man figure.
I just remembered another episode I like this, where when Death comes round.
Oh.
Eddie's dressed up as Death on stilts.
I like the one when they're trying to get the Johnnies out of the
Can you remember the one where they forged all the money?
Yeah.
And they had a £2.5 note.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a guy at the bar who's got a false leg.
Yeah, they try to split.
Do you know who that is?
I'm not sure.
It's Crichton from Red Dwarf. It's Robert Llewellyn.
Really?
Yeah. It's Robert Llewellyn. Yeah.
Yeah, don't they draw someone's face on it that's wrong? Don't they?
The Queen's got 3 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the flip side, it's her getting her tits out.
Yes, right. That's the telescope thing.
The Queen. Why have you done that, Eddie? The Queen doesn't have tits. She's royalty.
I like the bit where they go, let's play the game, put the thing on the fridge. We haven't got a thing, put the sausage on the fridge. Sellotape the sausage to the fridge.
But we haven't got a sausage. Well, let's just put the sellotape on the fridge then.
So our general consensus is that it's fucking amazing.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And this is, and again, it's Brian Glover always seemed to play pretty much the same sort of figure in everything he did.
Yeah.
But he's so memorable for it. I mean, have you guys ever seen the 70s film Kes?
Yes.
I have.
He's the PE teacher.
That's right.
Who literally, he's that, like...
Northern Hardnut type.
He's a proper Northern Hardnut PE teacher who is running rings around these 8 and 9-year-old boys to show off how good he is.
That's what my dad would do.
It's just proper, like, this is some old guy who clearly peaked at school.
Yeah.
And never got over it, and now he's just bullying these kids who are like 9 years old because he's a better footballer.
Yeah.
Did you know that him and Rik Mayall appeared together in the American Werewolf in
London? Yes, yeah. They're playing chess.
Yeah, they're very young as well.
Sorry, Rik Mayall he's uncredited in that role as well.
Oh, right.
He's not in the credits. But Brian Glover is the guy who's playing darts with the other guy.
Yes.
Because he throws a dart and goes, "You made me miss."
Yes.
I never miss. But yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
What, in an American Werewolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Both of those two are in the pub drinking.
Oh, fucking hell.
Mate.
Yeah. One other quote I've got from it as well, when they kill the gas man, and they go, maybe he's not dead, maybe he's just stunned. He goes, "Why don't you give him the kiss of life?" And Richie goes, "Yeah." He turns around and goes, "No, I will not, you sad perv. We have a dead body." Your first idea is to sexually assault it.
Sorry, you'd never get away with this now. I still like. Can either of you two remember where the first place that they hide, where Eddie hides the body?
Is it under the rug?
Yeah. He goes, "Right, what we'll do is I'll pretend to be a police officer and walk in and see if I can spot it after Richie trips over it." Eddie walks back and goes, hello, what's that body under the rug there for?" it's so stupid because he's the guy that put it there. But it's when the gas man finally comes to, as they've got him half out the window.
Yeah, I remember that.
Let's put him on a bus, but the bus conductor will kick him off because he's got a fare. No, put him on the bus, but he'll get caught by the bus conductor. We'll put him on the roof of the bus, but there's not a bus conductor there. I see your point.
Spoils the way I'm standing, isn't it? But when the gas man turns up as well, and they invite him and goes, "Would you like a cup of tea?" And he's like, "Well, how do you keep it so warm in here? How do you
make love?"
Make love.
Not to each other.
A cup of
alone.
Tea, it's freezing cold.
Not alone, but with other people.
Yes.
Each to their own then.
So I personally can't remember this one.
Oh, it's great.
I really can't, but I've seen so many of them. So I've got them all upstairs on my set, and I love the one with the charity when they go around, they punch. They go, "Thank you very much," and they punch the fucking people down the stairs. Yeah. And they've got all these charity boxes in the. They've got them all lined up.
I had the great honour of actually going to watch them live.
Did you?
Yeah. On the last tour when I was living in Somerset, I got to see the Weapons Grade Y Fronts tour at the Bristol Hippodrome. I believe rightly, I think there was 4 or 5 of us from work that went, and fuck me, I've never laughed so hard in my life. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Isn't that where they televised bottom 3? Hooligans Island, didn't they do Bristol? Didn't they kept going, "Fuck off Bristol," didn't they?
Fuck off for your Bristol sodas and friends.
I'm sure they did it.
Yeah, that's they filmed.
TV.
Yeah, for the video. They filmed it in Bristol. They also filmed the film Guest House Paradiso on the Isle of Wight.
That film's fucking amazing.
I love it. Can you also there's quite a few now big names in it, but the posh guy who was in there with the young lady, as Rik Mayall always referred to him as Edward and Mrs. Simpson.
I can't remember.
That's Bill Nye.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just can't remember. I've seen so much of all of the bottom series that when it's just all meshed into one.
But the couple who come in with the 2 kids that end up staying in the film as well.
Yeah.
And they try getting a videotape back of Richie in the crotchless rubber spiked underwear. And they hook his nipple accidentally with a fishing hook.
Yeah.
Do you know who the guy was?
No.
I can't remember.
It's Simon Pegg.
Oh, it is, yeah. I was going to say him, yeah.
When they hook his nipple up and it starts pulling, and they're essentially lifting the guy out of a bed by his nipple ring, and when it snaps and it lets go and it hits the bed, and all you hear him say is, "Diana, Princess of Wales, smack me up, you dirty bitch." But anyway, going back to Gas, Brian Glover's literally in it for like.
It's not
5-10 minutes.
Yeah, he's not in it a lot.
This is more a love fest of the series bottom. I should be very careful.
It's like the love fest of bottom.
I was going to go bottom love fest. And I thought, oh dear.
But he absolutely steals the role. He steals the show in this.
Yeah.
And he's only in it for 10 minutes. It's fucking brilliant. And like I said, he plays that northern hard bastard in literally everything he's ever done, apart from Alien 3.
Yes.
Where he just played a dick. But he played it brilliantly. He steals the show on this one. He really does.
Yeah, it's a very loose tie-in, but
I don't care. It's a great tie-in.
Yeah.
Well, if people don't like bottom, they can fucking skip it. I'll put chapters in.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed it.
Yeah. And more to the point, I'm sorry, but if you don't like bottom, you're fucking dead to me. You know? My mum
This
is proof to it, right? My mum had never ever liked it, and when obviously when we were young, that was like way out there comedy.
Yeah.
But every time I'd watch it, my mum would obviously be sat in the other sofa in the living room with me, and I could hear her chuckling away.
It is fun.
I'm like, I thought you don't like this. Well, I don't. It's stupid comedy. It's like, but you're laughing. And then I used to get the videos of the live shows for Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And like, it's me and my uncle and my stepdad's watching it, wetting ourselves laughing.
Yeah.
My two aunts not really like, oh god, no, this is stupid.
Crass rubbish.
I mean, and there's my mum with her face down, trying not to laugh in the background. I'm like, but you're laughing at this one. Don't tell me you don't like
bottom
it.
One was in the flat, wasn't it?
Yes.
Bottom two was in a prison.
And then back to the flat.
Yeah.
Number three was Desert Island with the nuclear bomb. Beaches, palm trees, bamboo. And the greatest series of fuck-ups with Rik Mayall forgetting his lines.
Yeah.
And then there's weapons grade Y-fronts where the entire storyline is we need friction to power the time machine.
Yeah, I've got that one upstairs. I've never really watched it.
It is good. Yeah. That's the one I went to.
Right.
Yeah, which basically involves the time machine being powered by Richie having a wank.
Yeah. I think I got halfway through that one, but it's quite long, like, to watch, and I don't think I finished watching.
Is it the one where they go back into their old characters as well?
Yes, yeah, they go back into playing Vivian and Rick.
Yeah,
from the young ones. Yeah, and
Steve Hedgehog was one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
the long-haired guy Neil, he didn't never come into bottom, did he?
No, but he was in Filthy Rich and Cat Flap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm genuinely, I could speak about bottom for fucking hours.
Can if you
I
want.
really
I
could.
mind.
I can't because I've got fucking get But I love it. I think it was a great pick, Jonny. Like you said, I don't care if it was a loose pick or not. It doesn't matter, man. It's brought a comedy element. I mean, we bring a comedy element anyway. We don't do this in seriousness. It is a bit of fun, but actually being able to bring something that we deem as funny. And hopefully you guys at home, if you've watched Bottom, if you haven't, please go and check it out. If you like it, let us know. If you don't, let us know.
It was on Netflix.
I think
they got rid of it.
I think the theme of this one should be British culture.
Yeah.
Within wrestling. Because it then goes into comedy. It's,
Yeah. But iPlayer took it off as well. They took all the Bottom off.
Oh, so you can't watch it.
You can watch stuff. There is bits on YouTube.
Yeah,
but
Daily Motion's got it.
Yeah,
Daily Motion's got it.
That's a fucker to load, isn't it? That buffers all the fucking time.
But yeah, it's a shame because well, I'm not going into this. There we go. That's So
have we got anything else to discuss?
Well, hold on a second. Let me just quickly have a look to see if we got any comments about this one, because I'm a bit of a silly boy and I didn't look. Bear with me. I'm sure we can edit all this bit out. Yes, we can. Bottom. There it is. Have any comments? Yeah.
Just that's awesome, probably.
Ben Sandy had commented just one long word. Emphasis on brilliant.
Yeah.
Which obviously a nice little nod to Rik Mayall there. And the other one, Johnny Rose. I'm a huge fan of Bottom and a huge fan of Brian Glover.
Yeah.
That's all we need to say, really. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to get involved in that one anyway.
Yeah, and I also, as I said, with the British culture, I think that meshes the two really well together.
Absolutely.
You got British culture, British comedy, the wrestling, part of pantomime.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Have we got anything else to cover?
I don't think we do.
He's got to sing a song.
He has. In that case, before you sing a song, Jonny, we go back to Johnny Oakey again, because I forgot to do that introduction to start with. I'm going to announce our topics for the next episode.
Oh!
So, in order, our top 3 for next month will be top 3 gut-wrenching promos.
Sad.
Sad, happy, heartstring promos.
Okay.
Anything like that. Our best moment is going to be not a best or worst, because I don't want to do a worst moment of this one.
Okay.
It's the best moment from the icon Sting.
Whenever.
Perfect. And our rewatch, because I'm done with shite ones at the moment, you bastards. It's going to be a match, a single match from Uncensored 1996 WCW.
Oh fuck.
Stephen Regal versus the Belfast Brawler.
That's a good match.
Yeah.
I've seen that match. That's a good match.
Thank you.
Today's World of Sport.
I know, that was brilliantly done. Thank you very much, me.
There we go. I have one song ready for next month,
Yeah.
next episode. It ties in with SummerSlam, being in August, and it is the SummerSlam 1993 rap by Men on a Mission and the Macho Man Randy Savage.
I've never heard this.
Oh, it's amazing.
Right.
Is it?
It is incredible.
This must be very rare.
Oh, it is. It's very hard to find it. It is on YouTube,
Is it?
but it took me a while to find it. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
and I need another one as well, obviously. So I don't know if you want to have a think about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you pick my song for the next one
Oh, can I pick the style?
if you want to.
Yes.
Have you got anything in mind now?
No.
Okay. We'll get back to you on that one.
This is going to be awesome.
One that I would really like to see, well, not Johnny do, but it just is a real favourite of mine, is with the video on the YouTube that we played, the Tatanka with the buffalo. Have you seen that
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
They put it on YouTube and it's like fucking psychedelic with the buffalo in the background. It's fucking awesome.
If you want me to, I'm happy to do 3 songs next episode. I don't mind doing your one.
You can do one live.
I'll do you Tatanka. I could do it. I'll do Tatanka live. There we go. On the first live edition of Top Turnbuckle Podcast News around the world, I will sing Tatanka Buffalo.
Yeah, done.
I got blood in
Sold.
my veins. I was going to sing it in, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to leave
No,
it.
just drop them a teaser. You know.
No teaser.
Yeah. Hang on the balls.
No, right.
Nothing else.
So there we go. Yes.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Right.
Oh, it's your fault. You bring out the worst, don't you?
I'll bring out the best. Right, we got anything else to say?
Mate. We've just got the awesome Johnny Oakey.
Well, before we do that, don't forget, I want you to go to Facebook and write
Hashtag
Get
off me knob Goldberg.
Get off me knob Goldberg. Get off my knob Goldberg.
No. Get off me knob.
Get off me knob. Get off me knob Goldberg.
That's it.
I would love to see anyone write that in there.
Who could do the best Cockney version of it? Get off me knob Goldberg.
Get off me knob Goldberg.
Get off me knob Goldberg.
I'd stick to the Danhausen ones, won't I?
I ain't seen your knob round here before.
Yeah, alright, there we go.
There we go. Yes, get on there and I will send you a gift.
Yes.
Don't know what it's going to be.
Does that include us?
No.
Oh, you prick.
I still owe you a picture of a drawing of Cactus Jack.
Yeah, I know. Everyone else got this straight away. Poor me. Oh, I'm like a week in and still nothing.
Good things come to those who wait. Right.
She's really on the rise at the moment, isn't she?
We're still recording.
That's fine. I don't mind. I've gone past the
Sorry,
point now.
James is now talking about Rain Leverkusen.
Yeah, we watch wrestling. We watch indie wrestling. That means we're better than everyone else.
Right, MJF.
Right, are you ready?
That's how people act.
Right.
If you watch the indie scene, you fucking know what you're talking about.
Right, Stephen Regal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a man, a real man's man. I pretty much sang the song there.
There we go, job done.
Okay. Right, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but here we go. Here we go now. Me, Stu, and James. We're all here together. Are you ready?
I thought that was part of the fucking song or something.
God! Here we go now. Come on. Are you ready? Here we go. He's a real man. Real man's man. Such a man. Such a real man. Such a real man's man. You really have gone all out for this one. Such a real man. Such a real man's man. Such a real man's man. Oh my God. Such a man.
This goes really well with this match.
Such a real man's man. Oh my God. He's such a real
Just for context,
man.
Just going to sing that over and over.
Just for context, we're watching women's wrestling while Jonny
Get
is
off
singing.
me now, Goldberg. Such a real man. Such a real man. Such a real man's man. That's right. Hashtag get off me knob, Goldberg. I'm such a real man's man. Such a real man's man. You know the words, come on. Such a real man's man.
He's
such a real...
I did think that when everyone voted for this one, I thought this...
I know. I didn't get that either.
Oh, I've got to put in the ooh at the beginning of it. Such a real man's man. I think we should fade this out.
I'll fade it out.
Such a... I don't know how far long to go on for. Such a real man's man. I've got 2 minutes left.
I think we've covered the majority of this one.
I think you're right, Jonny. I think you sorted it, mate.
Here we go.
So, which then leaves us with the outro. Thanks again, everyone, for taking the time to actually get involved with comments and... oh, shit! No! I've just forgotten something! What a dick. I'm so glad I remember this because I've asked people to do this before in the past and every time I've forgotten to fucking read it out. Right. Ooh. Listener questions. We've got some listener questions. And then this is it. I do apologise. Right. Our first listener question came from Steve Baker. Thanks, mate. Why does the train not stop in Camberwell on a Wednesday?
That's about the level of question we do get in the wrestling page.
My response was it's a driver's day off and his apprentice has only learnt how to travel backwards.
Brilliant.
So he's put good enough answer. Next question was Helen Bell again. Hello, Helen.
Hello.
What do you think the card will be going into AEW All In at Wembley?
I have no idea.
We did chat about it briefly, didn't we?
And we all kind of got stumped.
Yeah, Adam Cole, MJF, I think.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay.
Could be the first rubber match, couldn't it?
I think it'll be main event. I'd like to see David Boy Smith Jr. involved somehow.
That wouldn't be bad, would it?
I think that'd be quite nice. A nice little tribute. Even if he's in the crowd, maybe.
Yeah.
Just to get acknowledged.
I want to see a Danhausen blimp.
It's a difficult one, this Jay White CM Punk, maybe?
Yeah.
I think they'll want to feature Punk. I'm just trying to think of who they're going to do because
Samoa Joe's been announced already.
Yeah.
For it.
Can you see them redoing the Collision match though?
No, I don't think they should.
I could see it being Jay White.
Yeah.
Pac will be there.
Yeah. I think we'll see Chris Statlander there.
Yeah, she's a title holder at the moment, isn't she?
Orange Cassidy will be there. Sting
I think they'd be stupid not to put Jamie Hayter in.
She'll be going for a title.
Yeah.
I could see her against, like say, a Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough to call at the moment. Tough to call. But thank you for the question anyway.
Also, you got a feature in the New Japan stars. I think there'll be New Japan stars there.
Yeah.
John Moxley will be there as well.
Yeah.
Bleeding. What? Next question. Ross Briffett. Apologies if I've said that wrong. Not a question, but more of a comment. The Bloodline feud has been one of the most must-see parts of WWE programming. I got to agree there. It got me back into their storyline.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, actually.
I've been thinking about this a little bit. I don't know if this will happen, but I've been trying to think about what might go on until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I've thought Survivor Series, Roman Reigns against Solo. Something happens for Solo to turn face. He turns face for a short time. Then there's a double turn. Paul Heyman joins Solo. And then WrestleMania builds up for Cody Rhodes versus Solo in the main event.
Yeah. That's a possibility.
That could work, actually. Is anyone getting the feeling, I know this sounds really weird, is anyone getting the feeling that actually Reigns is turning a little bit face? Did you watch SmackDown this week?
Yeah.
Did you watch where Solo went out of control when those two were doing the ceremony?
And the fans were all over him.
And he threw the table up, and then I don't know. It's such a good story. You can't tell where it's going to go. I don't think it's going to be as simple as Solo just turning. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking another member, and I'm also thinking Jimmy Swerve.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Jimmy might go back on Jay.
Yeah, there's a possibility. Yeah.
Who do you think wins at SummerSlam?
Me.
Roman.
Yeah.
It's not time to end.
It would be a huge shock.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I really like Jay, and he's the person who I would like to see do it, actually.
Yeah.
Storyline-wise, I've always wanted Cody to do it, but...
that story will end later.
Yeah. I would like to see Jay do it, but I'm just thinking of Jay, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's too much.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Well, what do you think? Out of interest.
Honestly, I don't know.
Because do you think Jay can carry that?
No. I think he'd give it a go.
I think he could for a while, but I think the run will be over far too quick, and then that just kind of tarnishes the whole...
It's got to be someone who can carry it afterwards.
Yeah. Next question comes from Alan Ridout. How much does the Maverick Matt Williams disappoint you? I can't really comment, to be honest, right? I don't know enough.
No, I don't. I know that he's a British indie wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed because I don't know enough.
Well, yeah, there is that, yeah. So, our answer for that is we're disappointed because we don't know enough. So,
I have actually seen, I believe, seen one of his matches.
Right.
But I cannot remember. I know that he's an indie star. Yeah. I know for a fact.
Thanks for bringing it to our attention anyway, and we'll check it out, and maybe we'll get back to you at a later time about it. Next question from our very good friend Rob Shepherd. Hello, Rob. Is LA Knight the next big deal, or is he just a well-delivered catchphrase?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's
one?
The next big thing. I think he's good, but I don't think they'll push him as a main eventer. I think US title, but I don't see, at the moment anyway, nothing more than that.
Right, here's my thoughts on it then. I've been a little disappointed by him in ring recently. I think he's lost a step in ring. I think he's knocking it out of the park promo.
Yeah.
I watched him at Money in the Bank. I thought he was a little bit more sloppy than when I saw him, think LA Knight NXT. When he was absolutely banging those matches. I mean, I remember him having that standout performance in what's it called? War Games.
Yeah.
He really shone in that, and I look back at that LA Knight, and I've seen him a couple of times make a couple of botches. I wish him all the best. I would love to see him go.
Apparently they're going to be starting his push after SummerSlam. So
I could see him world champion.
Yeah, maybe win the Rumble.
I'd love to see that.
It's still a way of.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a 2 in a row. The Rumble.
Tough call, that one.
Yeah.
And our final question comes again from our good friend Rob Holmes this time. Hello, Rob. What were your thoughts on the FTR versus Bullet Club Gold 2 out of 3 falls match on Collision last week?
We mentioned it previously.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Very good. Very, very good.
But after that, or after what you said, Johnny, I have every intention of
60 plus minutes.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for your questions.
I'm afraid I'm too busy watching British indie women's wrestling at the moment to watch AEW. I'm a wrestling snob.
On that note, it just leaves us with time to wrap up the show.
Do you want me to sing again?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to everyone that got involved. We really do appreciate it, and we genuinely can't thank you enough for taking the time to get involved, listen to us, watch our stuff on YouTube.
And we will be having much more.
Yeah.
Coming out very soon.
It just leaves me to say, please go check out our social media pages. We're on Instagram at top.turnbuckle.podcast, Twitter at T_turnbucklepod, Facebook is /top turnbuckle podcast. Please also go and check out our good friends at 3 Count Wrestling Merchandise. Their Facebook stories 3 Count Wrestling Merchandise. Instagram is at 3 count_wrestling, and their website is 3count.co.uk. Also, our good friends at Easy Way Merchandise.
Yes. Have all your t-shirt and merchandise needs.
Damn right.
If you're a professional wrestler looking for your next
podcast t-shirt.
Top Turnbuckle Podcast t-shirt, and you want to represent the crew,
go buy one for All In.
Yes.
Literally, just buy it for All In. We'll all meet up.
Yes. Well, I won't.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
But get on it.
75% of us will.
Did you mention the TikTok page as well?
No.
Oh, we have a TikTok page.
I'm not on TikTok, mate. So
we have a TikTok page. So it's Top Turnbuckle Podcast. Just search for that on TikTok, and you'll find it.
And you'll find all our TikTokness.
Yes.
Well, Johnny's TikTokness.
I'm slowly putting a few videos on a day, so yeah, it's more and more.
Please, if there's any topics that you would like for us to cover in future, please just drop us a message. We've got the group chat on there on Facebook as well, on Messenger, so get involved. Yes. We love having feedback from you guys. We really do. It doesn't matter if you're a first-time listener, you're an old school, you're an OG listener from day one,
or a last-time listener.
Yeah, or a last-time listener. If we've pissed people off, if we've pissed you off, let us know that as well. All we can do is apologise, or not.
I can give a fuck.
But thanks anyway.
Yes.
And we'll see you in in 4 weeks' time. Good God, it's next month we're going all in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then October 29th near Halloween.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll do a Halloween episode.
So hopefully this time next month we'll have bumped into some listeners.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I'll be the one wearing Danhausen pants. And nothing more.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. I've got to go with you, mate. I don't want to...
I'm not asking you to hold it,
And holding it, that gets me into the thought of, don't forget, # Goldberg, get off me knob.
No, get off me knob Goldberg.
Get off me knob Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spam us with hashtags. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you in a month's time for episode number 20.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, goodbye from me, Stu.
Goodbye from me, Mary Poppins.
And goodbye from me.
Laters.
Right in the knob.
Fuck's sake.
Dick.
Cock.